Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. Hashtag Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Chat.
The NHL schedule is out. The Oilers games have been announced. You can finally plan your life for the next several months, at least starting in October, when the Oilers' regular season begins Wednesday, October 8th, with a home game against the Calgary Flames. The Oilers will also play the Flames right before and right after Christmas, a home-and-home, December 23rd in Edmonton, December 27th in Calgary. They'll also be in Calgary on Wednesday, February 4th, the final game before the Olympic break. The Oilers will go 3 weeks between games there. Long road trip early in the season for Edmonton, long homestand in January and February. We'll dive deeper into the schedule as we get into the Oil Understood a little bit later on. Well, about 20 after 3 for GCL Diesel. Reid Wilkins, Jason Milne with you. We are in the banquet studio for Edmonton Sports Talk, the Reid Wilkins Show. Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Zachary Kubish is along for the ride as well. We will continue Ref Week at 4 o'clock today. Man, we've had great officials on, Jay.
Oh, exceptional! It's been awesome. I wouldn't have thought it would have been this in depth, And I think you can tell during an interview, Reid, that something's going well. At least that's what I've picked up in the 10 months we've been doing this.
Yeah,
is the chat goes dead.
Right.
Because everybody's just engaged in listening to what this person has to say, and we've seen that with these interviews, and we're gonna have another banger of an interview today, I suppose.
So it'll be Justin McInnes on the show today, who is a referee in the CFL and a former teammate of yours back in the day.
Back in the day. This would have been the late 90s, early 2000s.
So you booked Justin for the show going through the CFL.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, when we were talking about ideas and stuff, I didn't know if this was going to come to fruition because I thought they might say, no way. The current officials don't talk.
Right.
Which most leagues say. But obviously you used your sales skills, of which you have many. But you obviously sold, because we're not bringing him on to be like, why'd you call that?
Yeah.
Why'd you call that? This is about what's your story? How'd your career progress? What do you like about it?
He's a local guy.
And he's a local guy.
He's a Harry Ainley grad.
Yeah. So
there's a connection.
Another local success story. Yesterday we had Karen Lasuk on the show, basketball ref. Her story, incredible. Her attitude, incredible. Monday we had umpire Corey Davis on the show. He's been umping for 41 years. Started when he was 11. So great stories. It'll be cool to catch up with Justin today. We're not going to ask about specific calls in games. I may ask about a rule or two.
Sure.
And how things get interpreted. And what input official... You know what one of us should ask? What input do the officials have into tweaking rules or refining the rule book, right?
Interesting.
Like, do you say, hey, like, the language says this, and when we get into a game situation... that can make it hard on us because a coach might say, oh, but it says this, So I might ask him that because we talk about that, when we talk about stuff in hockey, especially in the NHL, that it's generally how the teams want the rules, right? And yeah, but officials certainly would say, well, wait a minute, that just isn't going to work if we write it that way. So anyway, Justin McInnes at 4 o'clock, current CFL ref. We've got a couple hockey-themed referees coming up Thursday and Friday, which will be really, really interesting. We have loved ref weeks. So we may continue it into next week, or just that could be our thing, trying to get refs on.
Yeah.
Well, one of our many things.
One of our many things. I think, especially Karen from yesterday, I think she should be on, at least once or twice, maybe thrice a year.
Well, she could probably do a talk show if she wanted.
I think she should have her own show. Absolutely. That'd be interesting.
Norman Akombai in the Nasty Chat. By the way, here's how you can reach us. First of all, the Nasty Chat is what we call the chat on YouTube. So if you're listening on the audio stream and you're like, I wonder what these guys look like Jay, because I'm sure people think Jay sounds incredibly handsome. How would I ever get to see him? I wonder if Reid is as nerdy, if he actually looks as nerdy as he sounds. We have a YouTube stream.
Both are true.
Edmonton Sports Talk. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You can participate in the chat there. Chat with us more often with each other. Get that rolling. Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Maybe you're on an audio stream, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Thank you very much for doing that. And maybe you're in the future on a podcast. Sign up, register. What do you subscribe to the podcast for this show, all our other shows, wherever you get your podcasts. Norman at Combine in the chat says Reid had an MLS official on the old show. Great interview. Dave Gantar, local soccer referee. I don't know if he does a lot of international stuff anymore. It might be cool to reconnect with him and see what's going on because he did some international games as well. So he was pretty experienced. And he ran. He had to, when he woke up in the morning, he had to like take his vital signs and transmit them to FIFA.
Sure.
Like what's your heart rate? Like what's your pulse? How's your blood? I don't know how much it was, but you got to be incredible shape to be
you're running
to be
the
a
whole
soccer
game.
referee. Yeah. Norm remembers better than I do. So the official said he ran around 20K per game. It's something like that. Like you got to be incredibly fit and you're going back and forth. Jasmine says nerds are cool.
Sure.
Well, you don't treat me like that, Jasmine. Keep shunning me. Shunner. You could also email j@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. You can text the afternoon inbox, 780-218-9999, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. So we will have Ref Week. We're going to dive into the Oilers' schedule. There's a rugby test match Friday at Clark, right? We got Canada against Spain. They just played Belgium a couple days ago.
Yep.
At 5:20 this afternoon, we have the captain of the Canadian team on the show, Lucas Rumball.
Fun.
Great
rugby
name. No, it's not spelled Rumble. It's Rumball. So we're going to assume it's not pronounced Rumball. We'll ask him again, but Rumball's a great, and it's pretty cool. They're practicing now, so I think he's going to join us shortly after their practice. So that'll be fun too. Something else going on to watch in the city this weekend. Elks, of course, are on a bye. We talked extensively about them the last couple of days and their struggles. Week 4 in the CFL will start tomorrow with Toronto against Montreal. So we'll talk about all those games as we move into the weekend as well. Koob, how are you doing, my friend?
No, I'm doing good.
Well, you look good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are you wearing an Ottawa Senators cap?
That I am.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, I just remembered I had it on.
Big day for the Sens. Big day for the Sens.
Oh, it is huge.
Is this the day they were named a franchise in the NHL? I'm trying to think why you're wearing the hat.
To match my red polo shirt that I'm wearing because I golfed this morning.
Oh, was it not? I got to say this. The last hour of the Nielsen show, it's always a great show, as is every program on Edmonton Sports Talk. Dustin had his son with him, Marshall. And Marshall clearly will be a talk show host on this station. What is he, 10?
Yeah, 10.
Probably 10 to 15 years he'll have his own show. Or will be a large part of an existing show. He sounds completely comfortable. He speaks very well, and he speaks in sentences and with ideas.
I was so impressed, as you were, to hear him on, in my car driving. And he sounded like you said, like that's a big thing to come in here and sit in front, see yourself on camera, not be shy. He blew it away. He was great.
He was awesome.
I think his favorite answer of mine was, he said, what do you want to do when you grow up? And he said, well, I want to work here, Dad.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, what are you going to do? He says, whatever you tell me to. What an attitude.
Yeah, that
kid's
crazy.
got a future.
Yeah.
Start at the bottom, work to the top.
And he likes our show. He called us the perfect combo.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a compliment. That's good. And you know what? I bet you it'll only be a couple years before he's like here in the summers.
Oh, well, he could easily get a summer job.
You know what I mean?
So he is 10, right?
Yeah.
So what is it? He's going into grade 6, grade 5?
He's going into grade 5.
Going into grade 5.
Yeah.
So junior high, you could start doing a summer job.
Sure.
Getting us coffee. Grade 7, he'll be able to drive on his own.
Ish. 7 or 8, yeah. I mean, we'd have to put Hernan in with him, so we'd have an adult. So he could go get coffee.
Hernan's Hernan voted the most responsible person here.
He's. I'm looking at him, so yeah, I think he'd be a good co-pilot for Marshall.
That'd be true.
Actually, can I tell you something? Over the weekend, my daughter, who recently turned 13, she said, "Dad, I want to drive." I'm like, okay.
Because at 14 you get your learners already? Okay.
I'm like, okay, let's, because we're out in a rural area. So we went out in my truck, my 93 Chev Silverado.
Okay.
She calls it affectionately Big Blue. She has also said that will be the truck that she takes over when she can drive. So I said, okay, let's take out Big Blue. Reid, I was so proud. She nailed it. We went around our neighborhood. Even stopped in to say hi to actually one of the listeners of ESD, Danny, neighbor Danny. We stopped in to say hi because I wanted her to be able to pull into a driveway, park,
nice,
back out, and go back home. Reid, she nailed it. So she asked me last night. She's like, "When are we going driving again?"
Oh wow!
I'm like, well, and you know what she said, which is the funniest thing because we all remember this. She said, "Why don't you drive all the time, Dad? This is so much fun." And I said to her, I'm like, well, I do enjoy driving. I drive every day to work and home, and I listen to some talk shows and music. It is fun, but she just thought it was the most exhilarating experience driving.
Well, there's nothing like, I couldn't drive for about 6 weeks because of my eyeball. It was awful. You saw how, I was quite a pouty little bitch around the office, quite frankly. So,
given that you were carless, that would wreck my world. I couldn't do it.
It sucked. Well, because I hated relying on other people. My parents, my parents rally, as I know a lot of parents would, but it felt horrible. You drove me around. Hernan picked me up a couple times. I even was in Iwanik's car.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Can't touch anything while you're in there. Surprised he didn't put me in the trunk.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time somebody's been in his trunk.
Hey, Iwanik, can you pick me up tomorrow morning? Yes, but you have to ride in the trunk after you smell this chloroform rag.
He picks you up and just the trunk pops. Yeah. Get in.
And he's like, hey, Reid, smell this. It smells like chloroform. And then I was taking Uber and stuff like that. It just sucked. Yeah, so we get used to driving, and maybe as an adult, driving can be you only remember the times when it's a frustrating experience. But yeah, for a kid getting that license, that's such a big deal, especially when you're kind of in a more of a rural area. So
the day she turns 14, she'll be getting her learners.
Right. But she can't drive without an adult.
No, you need to have an adult
for a couple it's still 14 and 16.
Yeah.
Are we the youngest driving age? Because aren't we what other provinces can you legally have alcohol at 18? Aren't a lot of them 19 or even 21 in Canada?
That's a good question.
And it wouldn't be younger than 18 anywhere.
No.
It would be like 15. Jay and I were premier. Well, there will now be beer in the pop machines at all schools.
You can buy beer at 7-Elevens now.
Yeah, they've changed that, right? You can get lower percentage alcohol at convenience stores, can't you?
Is that really necessary?
There are a lot of liquor stores that are open till, like the liquor store. Well, how many liquor stores could I walk to from my place? There has to be 3 or 4 within 3 blocks.
Yes.
And then plus if I did 10 blocks.
Reid, I live in the middle of nowhere. There's 2 liquor stores.
And nothing closes before midnight.
Within 2 kilometers of my house. There's 2.
Right.
What are,
Well, you remember the days when it was still the old brick buildings.
Yeah,
right?
What was it? The ALCB. Alberta Liquor Control Board.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was I
don't remember going into those because I would have been of age.
In Ontario, I know I haven't been to Ontario in a few years, but for a while I was going pretty much every year to see friends and family. And they have the LCBO stores that have beer and all the other alcohol. And then they have just a store called the Beer Store that's only beer. And I think that's where you take your empties back too.
Oh, okay.
But they're government run.
In Manitoba, you don't take back your empties?
What do you do with them?
I think you just recycle them. They don't have a refund.
Oh, you just put them in recycling, but you don't get
your money back.
So this would have been about 11 years ago, when I visited Onright and his wife in California. I was at his place and I had a beer. And then it's you're in the kitchen helping clean up. And I was like, oh, where do I put the beer can? He's like, garbage. I'm like, wait a minute. California doesn't have a recycling program? He's like, nope. Think of all the places that would. I was like, I almost felt bad. Like, is somebody going to jump out and tell me? So anyway.
That would be a good racket. Taking a 53-foot trailer empty, picking up all the empties in Manitoba. I'm sure you'd come out even.
We should just drive around Manitoba.
I'm sure you'd come out even, maybe a little down.
I'm sure Huss would help us.
Huss would help.
Probably Kalaros.
Huss probably has all the bottles in
Probably
his house.
Jonathan Taves.
There's one guy that knows about 7-Eleven. It's Huss.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, any Winnipeg player could do it because they're usually, especially after about the middle of May. Oh, are there any WST listers out there? I'm sorry. That was awful.
That was rude.
That was awful. All right. 780-218-9999 is how you get us on the River Club Resort and Casino inbox. Keep posting in the Nasty Chat. Keep clicking that like button. Give us the thumbs up. We want to try to get to at least 100 every show. So it's that kind of weird time of year, I guess, especially now with the Elks being on a bye this week. Mm-hmm. Baseball into the All-Star break. Well, I guess we'll do we can talk quickly about it now. It went to a swing off. So I didn't put it on until the 9th inning. So it's 6-4. So the AL ties it, and they were actually down 6-0. And we briefly mentioned it on the show yesterday that there's a swing off if it's tied.
You mentioned
and there was a swing off, which I kind of liked.
Reid, my play of the day was the National League to win,
and you got it.
And they were up 6-0 at one point, and then I turned it back on, and it's 6-4. So I watched the 8th and 9th inning.
Yeah,
and lo and behold, they go and tie it up.
Why were they saying that this one kid was on the All-Star team and he only has 5 appearances? I didn't know the story behind that. I guess I could have looked it up, but I wasn't that interested. But the swing off was great. That's exactly what the All-Star game should do. Hey, we don't want to play 10 innings. The rules, I mean, they were saying a catcher was pinch hit for, but then still went in and caught.
Yeah.
So
they kind of
nobody's playing. You're using all the players, but you don't have to use somebody out of position.
How about Kyle Schwarber, though?
3 for 3.
Moonshots. Just 3 for 3.
Didn't he have one where he dropped down to one knee?
Yeah, his last one was on one knee. He just scooped it out of the park.
That's amazing. All right. So
I thought that was cool, though.
So Monday was the Dumper Derby.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was the Swing Off All-Star Game.
Schwarbombs.
For the Schwarbomb. What was the color? The commentator comments? The Schwarbarian? The Schwarbarian. I think that was Matt Vasgersian, who I know because he was the play-by-play guy on the video game MLB The Show. He has a great voice. Mm-hmm. So tonight is the ESPYs, not the Esties. That's our show. Mm-hmm. This is the ESPYs, which I have done no research on because Jay's going to quiz me on it later. So I intentionally didn't look up anything. I know who the hockey finalists are. I heard them talking about it this morning.
Yeah, we're just going to go through some categories.
We'll do that for Fired Up later.
Yeah.
Oh, the reason I was bringing up the hat and the kids, because Elizabeth was on, Dusty's daughter, and she said Brady Tkachuk is her 9th favorite player or something like that. And that got some pushback from Marshall.
Yes.
So the ESPYs are tonight, the ESPN Awards. So they do like Hockey Player of the Year, Tennis Player of the Year, Croquet Player of the Year, all this type of stuff.
I don't know that Croquet Player of the Year is on the list, but
I don't know how it can be considered a legitimate award show then. But anyway, so the host is, what's his name? Shane Gillis?
Yes.
I know a little bit about him, mostly because you've showed me some of his comedy, and then I've seen some things popping up on YouTube. From my experience of seeing him, he is known for doing a pretty good Trump impression, or at least he does the hands.
He's got it.
He does the little side hands or whatever he calls them.
And
the other hand gesture. Yeah. Well, I saw the one. He says, "We're to do the hands. You have to say." He said his Trump impression is do the hands, but do them slightly later, so it doesn't quite match the words.
Right.
And he said, just back up your opinion with your opinion. Like he did something like, I can't do the Trump voice, but it was like, boy, when I walked into this room, I said, what a big room this is. Isn't it big? Like just anyway, stuff like that. And he's also now look, I know this is maybe a little, some people might not find this funny, but he does it because of a family member. He does some jokes about having a relative who has Down syndrome. Mm-hmm. Right. But he doesn't.
No, it's supportive.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, like,
I realize some people may say that humor is out of bounds, but he's presenting it in a loving way.
See, I think he is, and it's at the end of the day, it's also a joke.
It's also a joke, which
right?
Yeah, I think comedians should have some leeway.
They need to. You can't just joke about reality all the time. Sometimes you need to step outside the box and have a little fun. At the just make a joke. It's a joke.
But even when he was on SNL, he did some Down syndrome jokes, didn't he? As part of his monologue. So I mean, obviously, and now he's on what, Tires?
I don't know. Somebody else said
What's
that.
it called? Tires, Grips, Wheels?
Yeah, Tires on Netflix. They're renewed for a third season.
It's not
Second
already
season
been
just
on
came
that
out.
long, Coop. Like, come on. It just started.
Yeah, it totally just started. I haven't binged both seasons already.
Okay,
it's actually great. No,
is it funny?
It's a great show. It's his humor. He writes it.
So,
he's director and stuff. Yeah.
But he's kind of one of the more popular comedians, I guess, lately. So Jay and I wanted to ask for our off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com. Give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Who is your all-time favorite stand-up comedian? And why? Or give us a memorable joke or something like that. Your all-time favorite stand-up comedian is the off-topic topic.
See, and I don't even know if I'd go like, this is my all-time favorite, or I think he's the greatest, or she's the, you know what I mean? Like, this is just somebody that I've been scrolling and seeing a lot of videos. And the reason that so this is Jimmy Carr, and I got a clip that I cut. He's a British comedian, but I like how he interacts with the audience. I've always found that to be a really good talent, to be able to just roll with it and ad lib, but still be funny. So this is a little clip from a Jimmy Carr special.
What's your name, madam?
Heather.
Heather. And what do you do, Heather?
I'm a veterinary nurse.
You're a what, sorry?
Veterinary nurse?
A veterinary nurse. Yes. Probably the worst job in the world. No, because when you look at like why people get into a job, right? I got into comedy because I like having a laugh. Great, that works. You get into being a veterinary nurse because you love animals, right? Yes. Okay, well, I'll go toe-to-toe with you, Heather. Toe-to-toe. How many cats have you killed this week? I'm on none. I've killed 0 cats. 0 cats. I haven't killed any of them at all. You? I bet it's more than fucking
you better
none,
cut
isn't
it.
We just did we have an F-bomb?
I cut it earlier than that.
Well, no, you didn't.
Son of a gun. My bad.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Jesus.
So and part of for the people who couldn't see the YouTube video, part of his shtick is he usually always wears a suit.
Yeah, very dapper.
Dresses proper, but does not always speak properly.
No,
he'll go dark. He'll go dirty.
Yes, he'll go everywhere.
Okay,
but I think
I've seen some of his stuff. He's pretty funny. My all-time favorite, and I've brought this guy before, and this might be the only. No, I went to Dennis Miller as well, and I got free tickets to Leno. Stephen Wright, though, is my all-time favorite. So I'll play a couple, and this is not his best stuff, but it's just a couple that I found.
I remember when I was 7, my grandmother said, "Stephen, come over here." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You're over there. Now come over here." I said, "All right." And then she said, "Here's $10, and don't tell your mother that I'm giving this to you." And I said, "It'll cost you more than that."
And here's another quick one.
You think when they asked George Washington for his ID, he just took out a quarter?
When they asked George Washington for his ID, he just took out a quarter. So a lot of his jokes are very short, often are 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah.
They're often twists in logic or just weird replies. Even that one, when your grandmother says, "Come over here," you're like, what do you mean? Like, a couple of my favorites of his. He has one, and I saw him live. Well, it was probably, I might have still been in Lloyd and come in to see it. So it was 15 to 20 years ago. It was at the Windsor. And he has one joke. I'll try to do the voice just because you got to recreate it as best you can. When I was in high school, I picked up this girl for a date, and her dad said, "Have her home by 8:30." And I said, "August 30th, cool." Like stuff like that. Where and a lot of his jokes are where for a second nobody laughs, and then they realize, oh, that's the joke. And one of my all-time favorites of his is he said, "I needed something, so I went down to the convenience store, and the guy was hanging up the close sign, and I said, Why are you closing? The sign says open 24 hours. He looks at me and says, not in a row. I find those incredibly humorous. Just those unexpected punchlines, these twists in logic. Like he has one where he just says, what would happen if you were driving at light speed and you turned on your headlights? Like, where you just like, okay. I love Stephen Wright.
Yeah, it's a different sense of humor,
he's
right?
Brilliant, yeah.
Grumpy Cat says Mitch Hedberg, who's similar to that style, I think, Reid, where it's kind of a mundane approach and just more of a, I guess, dull, but one-liners. Mitch Hedberg, this comes in from Grumpy Cat, known for one-liners. I met the wino once. He was eating grapes, and I was like, dude, you need to wait. Jeez. Right? Oh, man. Bone says John Panette around the world in 80 buffets. Have you heard that? That is.
Oh, yeah. He passed away,
He
didn't
did.
he? Yeah.
He did say R.I.P. Yeah, Jim Jeffries was so good. Jimmy Carr was here with Jim Jeffries. So good. That comes in from Pat. Yeah, lots of good potato salad. Jesse says Norm Macdonald. Also more of a dull comic, like in their approach, in their vocal approach.
And for McDonald, a lot of his jokes were just more about the delivery or the process of the storytelling than the punchline. Like just the fact that because he told this one about his uncle being in Vietnam or something, and it's just like
so
weird,
long.
and it's so long.
Yes.
And then the punchline is not that funny, but it's just funny that he made you wait that long to get to it and all the things that happen along the way.
What was what's the actor? Steve Martin? Wasn't he quite a comic in his
but then
younger
he
years?
stopped doing. He only did it for a few years. And
Have
then
you
he didn't
seen
want to
some
do
of his
anymore.
live stuff from back in the day?
No, not that I remember.
Oh, he would play the banjo. He would.
He did a bunch of stuff.
He was great.
Even when you see some of the old clips of Robin Williams actually doing stand-up, but he's doing all the manic characters
How they
and the
invented
voices.
golf?
Yeah,
that's one of the best.
Yeah, and I can't do the Scottish accent, but it's like
right.
Okay, here they go, how miserable it is, and you're whacking it around, and like, okay, and then they finally get in the hole and they're done. No, you got to do it 18 times. That's pretty funny. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a fun show. All right, we went long here. That's okay because we're having a good time. Oil Understood for GCL Diesel coming up. Top of the hour, Justin McInnes from the Canadian Football League as part of Ref Week. We have our own sit-down comic, our sit-down updator, The Coop.
The 2025-26 NHL regular season starts October 7th with 3 games on tap that day. The Oilers taking on the Flames at home on the 8th, opening their season before they rematch the Panthers November 22nd. In the NBA, Summer League action saw the Kings beat the Cavs 91-84 to go 3-1. While Phoenix right now is up 31-16 over Minnesota entering the second quarter. Afterwards, OKC plays New Orleans. Chicago battles Milwaukee before the Magic tip off with the Nets. And out east, Canadian tennis player Jeannie Bouchard has announced that she will retire after participating in next week's National Bank Open in her hometown of Montreal. Back out west, the West Coast League All-Star game goes down in Bellingham. 4 Riverhawks suiting up for action, including Georgetown native Jason Green. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call Advantage Sports Med at 780-460-9977. You can also visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today, the conversation between Reid and Jay continues on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
Who's your best goalie coach? Which goalie coach did you like the most or helped you the most?
Magnus Jonsson in Sweden.
Okay. Now why? Why him?
He just got me. Come over, we'd talk after games, good or bad. And Sweden, I mean, they're fanatics with working out, right? So like before practice, we'd be working out and doing like training and stuff. It was crazy.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Win a trip to Osheaga with the Banquet in Aperol. We're sending one lucky guest to Montreal with flights, hotel, and 2 tickets to one of Canada's hottest music festivals. Enter by July 26. Details in store or on the Banquet app. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Summer in Edmonton means three things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. We have so much great programming here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Tomorrow on The Hangout, that's the show from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every weekday morning. Couple of Edmonton Elks are going to be on the show. Running back Justin Rankin and punter Cody Grace on The Hangout tomorrow. Pretty cool.
Unbelievable, Reid.
Well, no, we believe it.
We believe it now.
I believe it.
It's happening. Did you hear? So this was just, it's live now. So Edmonton Sports Talk has partnered up with the Elks for a Labor Day bus. This is presented by Canadian Club. So here's what's happening. You get a ticket to the Labor Day Classic in Calgary, Monday, September 1st. Transport to and from Calgary on a coach bus. That's going to be departing from Commonwealth Stadium. You get 2 Canadian Club beverages on the way to the game and a post-game pizza meal on the bus. So it's $150 per person. But with promo code EST Labor Day, you're going to get that for $125 plus GST. So go to edmontonsportstalk.com and click Labor Day bus.
So that's the bus, including a ticket to the game?
Yeah, it's a heck of a deal.
Wow, that's pretty good.
So if you go to edmontonsportstalk.com, it's right there. Labor Day bus. Click on that. That'll redirect you to the Elk site, and you can sign up right there. So this is fantastic. So obviously, Maddie and I are going to be going down there, so we'll be on the buses, as well as I'm sure there'll be some other EST members going down there. So if you want to go down to Labor Day with EST, get on it.
All right.
That's
great.
That's
cool. So it's edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah, edmontonsportstalk.com. Click on Labor Day bus and use promo code EST Labor Day. Now, that's a Canadian spelling with a U.
Of course it is.
Well, of course. But if you put that on Twitter, you'd get told you're spelling incorrectly.
Who would tell you that?
Twitter. Elon.
Elon's checking everybody's tweet. Well, he could be, for all we know.
He could be.
In the nasty chat, our off-topic topic, favorite stand-up comedian of all time. Somebody mentioned Seinfeld. I saw Seinfeld do stand-up once. It was pretty good. Another vote for Steve Martin.
You want to talk about Steve Martin? Looney Len, who we know served, was a U.S. Marine. Remember we were talking about UFOs and he told how they saw off their ship?
Yeah.
He said Steve Martin came over to Desert Storm to entertain their troops. He said he's truly a fantastic guy behind the scenes. He said he wasn't feeling good And he, as Looney Land was a medic, so he had to treat him, and said he was the nicest person that he's.
That's nice to hear because his persona comes across that way.
He says, "I can't tell you how nice he was and had time for everybody." He also said Chuck Norris came and did a tour of our ship, and he was mean and grouchy. So you do see a different side of people behind the scenes.
Wouldn't you want Chuck Norris to be mean and grouchy?
Well, yeah, I guess you wouldn't want a nice, pleasurable Chuck Norris. That guy's not going to beat up anybody.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
he's too nice to beat up water or whatever some of the sayings are. All right, 780-218-9999 is how you can text us, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. We are indeed coming to you from the banquet studio. Well, which one should I do here? The banquet summer feature menu is here. Bacon wrapped. I always struggle with that. Bacon wrapped pickles. I got to slow down when I say that. Because if I say it fast, it comes out. Bacon wrapped, like I can't. Bacon wrapped pickles.
Bacon wrapped pickles.
Spicy Korean noodle bowls and cocktails like the Pink Lady and blueberry hibiscus smash. Try now at the banquet. Get real, play hard.
We got to do that, Reid. Remember, you did it so well yesterday. We had the music.
Yeah, well, this the other one. We'll do that later.
Okay,
the passion fruit
later.
cheesecake one.
Passion fruit.
We got to get some sultry music ready.
Some passionate
Got to really
music.
get the passion going. So the Oilers, the NHL schedule has been announced, but most significantly in this part of the world, the Oilers schedule is out for the upcoming season. It is the Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. The Oilers will play 41 home games and 41 away games. Good night, everybody. In all seriousness, what struck you as you initially looked at the schedule and got diving into some stuff, Mr. Milne?
What struck me first was that for the Oilers, it's going to be a tough start to the season. They're on the road 17 times and home 9 times throughout the first 2 months of the season.
Jeez, okay.
Including the Washington, Tampa Bay, Florida trip in late November.
That's the end of the trip.
That's the end of the trip. So not an easy start, I must say. I do like that they, wasn't it that they played Calgary like 3 times in the first month of the season?
Was that last year or the year before? There was a time. Was it last year?
It was, yeah. And it was done. That was it. The Battle of Alberta was done by, not even a third of the way through the season. So I do like that they're playing some games later in the season.
Yeah.
I think the last one is February, but
yeah, February 4th. They still play Calgary.
What struck you, Reid?
Well, the length of the longest road trip and the length of the longest homestand. I mean, usually they might be 5 or 6 games. They have that 7-game road trip from November 12th to November 22nd. So from a Wednesday to the following Saturday. And then they come home for a game, and then they go back to Seattle, though there's a bit of a gap there between those games. And then that long homestand, 8 games from January 14th to February 3rd. And a lot of home games really in January overall. So those were the first 2 initial things that struck me. 13 back-to-backs is a fair amount as well. They have a couple Saturday, Sunday games right off the bat in October.
Do you know what the normal accepted rate of back-to-backs would be for an NHL club?
It would usually be 10, give or take.
Right.
But I think 13 will be on the higher end.
Right.
Well, I haven't obviously gone through every schedule. Maybe I'll do that, or somebody
Coop went through the Ottawa schedule. So
did you go through the Ottawa schedule, Coop?
No.
I can confirm that I have not been through the Ottawa.
Did you know what the football team in Ottawa used to be called?
The Rough Riders, baby.
Yeah, so
the Rough Riders
Rough
action.
Riders.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Where's the game?
Didn't the Ottawa Rough Riders beat the Saskatchewan?
They played in the Grey Cup at least a couple of times, I think.
Right?
But one team was, I think Ottawa Rough Riders was 2 words and Saskatchewan Rough Riders is 1 word. That's how you tell them apart. Anyway, why did I bring that up? I have no idea why I brought that up. But
Ottawa.
Right. The Oilers are in Ottawa. I mean, it's probably no team is happy with their schedule. I always look for, like I said, longest road trips, longest homestands. I look for, I guess the teams on the schedule I look for this year, I always look for Calgary. When do they play Calgary? Recently, I look for when do they play Vancouver, because that rivalry's heated up. Now I look for when they play Florida, because the last 2 Cup finals. I look for Toronto and Montreal. And then I guess I look for when Pittsburgh and Washington are here, because, I guess I've named almost a third of the league. But I don't look, even though they've played Dallas a couple of years in a row, I don't look, when does Dallas come here? When does San Jose come here? I don't look for those. I look for Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto.
I look for Colorado. I mean, getting to see McDavid skate against McInnes.
Right.
And you see McCarr. I mean, I think they're just such graceful skaters. It's poetry on ice.
Other things, as I looked a little more closely, they do not play a regular season game on a Friday until March 6th.
Isn't that something?
And then they play a regular season game on Friday, March 13th. So the entire schedule, they only have 2 games on a Friday. They have Monday games. And they only play, I guess they play 7 Sunday games. I think there was one year a couple years ago, they only played a couple of Sunday games for whatever reason. So
look at that though.
That was weird kind of with the Fridays.
But they play every Saturday in October, November, December, and January. They play every Saturday.
So really, okay, so here's the thing, Jay. They play every Saturday that's possible to play on until March 7th, because the 3 Saturdays they don't play on in February are the Olympic break. Now, usually the Canadian teams often play on Saturday, but there might be 1 or 2 missed along the way, so the Oilers aren't missing a bunch till they miss 2 in March. So they only have 2 Saturdays during the NHL season that they don't play, because I'm not going to count the first 3 Saturdays in February. Those are Olympics. So there probably will be hockey to watch. Maybe games featuring Connor McDavid. Well, he's already on the team, right?
Yeah, he was named. They named 6 players early. Huge.
But I mean, the NHL's, because you know how many times they're going to play each. There's not any surprises in who they're playing. You play everybody twice. You know how the divisional and conference games work. But okay, let's do this when we get back, Jay, for fun. Well, we're going to do your play of the day for Play Alberta, because you're rolling with that. And then why don't we give 4 or 5 games where we're sure already the Oilers are going to win or lose for fun.
Okay. I like that.
You can write those in as well in the Nasty Chat. You can text the afternoon inbox 780-218-9999, presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Give us some of your guaranteed win nights or loss nights for the Oilers on the upcoming schedule. And Jay and I will give a couple each of our own as well. Top of the hour, Ref Week. Justin McInnes, CFL head ref. Going to be awesome to catch up with him. Here comes the Coop.
The 2025-26 NHL regular season schedule has been released. The Oilers opening their season at home October 8th against the Flames, and the season kicks off a day before with the triple header, which includes a matchup between the Panthers and Blackhawks, with Florida rematching Edmonton November 22nd down in Sunrise. In the association, there's 1 game wrapped up. 2 games underway right now. It's Minnesota down by 8 points. 33-25 is the score against the Phoenix Suns. 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. While in the first, 4 minutes left to go in the opening quarter between the Bulls and Bucks. Milwaukee down 18-14 against Chicago. In the WNBA, Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has been downgraded to out against the Liberty today with a groin injury. Her Fever take on the Liberty at 5:30, and after that the Aces face the Wings at 6 o'clock. And out in the West Coast League in Bellingham, The All-Star game goes down. 4 players representing the Riverhawks, including White Rock native Trent Lenahan. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. The conversation continues once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
The Oil Stream.
Big Uke with a good point here says no road games versus Eastern Conference after December 18th.
That's a good catch. I had not noticed that.
Yeah.
So they don't play in the Eastern time zone
at all.
They have Central.
They have Central.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Pacific. Yeah, it's that's interesting. Very good catch, Big Uke.
The Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Sometimes we have even more fun off air than on air. And those are stories that shan't be shared. How's everybody doing this afternoon? My goodness, you're all looking wonderful. If you're in the nasty chat, I think Jasmine's kind of moderating the chat today. She's very excited about the ESPYs.
ESPYs, not the ESPYs.
Probably, I don't think I might watch. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch at some point.
I ain't watching a second of it. Because you know why? Because anything that's important or that's worthy will be out on socials throughout the night.
Yeah. I don't know. I got to go. It's new comic day, so I got to go to Warp, get a couple comics.
What's coming out? What's
I believe today I got to pick up Spider-Man versus Predator #4.
Who could forget?
Quite a crossover.
Of course.
Yeah. Pretty amazing, eh?
Predator. Yeah. Now, Predator, like...
Yeah, it's
like the movie.
Yes,
Predator?
They do. I guess there are a lot of comics. Like they've done Predator versus Batman, Predator versus Wolverine.
But Predator is not a Marvel member.
No, it's a
crossover.
20th Century Fox crossover. It's not like canon or anything. It's just a fun story.
How are they going to put the Predator speaking into a comic?
I don't know. I haven't read. I have the first. It's #4. I haven't read the first 3. I think it's a mini series of 4 or 5 issues. So I'll try to read them all in one sitting.
Wow.
I think they did Predator versus Archie. So I was at a comic shop a couple weeks ago.
That doesn't seem fair.
And the guy there was saying they did a Predator versus Archie, and it didn't go very well for Archie. And then the people who make Archie were like, "Whoa, that shouldn't have gone."
You don't say.
Yeah, imagine that.
It didn't go well for Archie.
Yeah. Huh. Hey there, Carrot Top. Isn't that what they called Archie? Freckle face?
Freckles. I don't know. They should have had Predator versus Jughead.
Oh, I think Predator was against the Archie universe.
Oh, the Archie
universe. I don't think anybody did too well.
My kids are huge into Archie.
Imagine Mr. Lodge didn't fight off the Predator.
Roll Veronica Lodge.
What was Betty's last name?
Betty. I don't know.
Because it was Veronica Lodge.
Well, I don't
Mr.
know.
Lodge.
I don't even know if we've met Betty's family.
No, I think she's in it.
What if she's an orphan?
It was Reggie it Reggie Mantle?
Mantle.
Jughead Jones. What was Moose's last name?
Moose.
There was a Midge. But Betty's more of a main character. What was Betty's last name? Was he? No. Cooper. VR Montenegro.
Betty Cooper.
God, VR is like, he's just a wealth. He's like a geyser of knowledge.
Geyser, you say?
Yeah. Well, maybe
It's
more,
waiting to explode.
maybe more a bidet of knowledge.
Turn on as needed.
There's like a few people are like, what's a bidet? Oh. We might have to push our Oilers stuff back a bit. Do we have another hole for it? Sorry, another win. I think the show sounded really exciting. We got some holes in the show here.
Moose Mason.
Whatever. Moose Mason. Okay.
You know his real
Wasn't
name?
there a midge?
You know his real name was Marmaduke?
Who?
Moose.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew Moose was a nickname. I don't know they ever gave him a real name.
Marmaduke Moose Mason.
Cool. He was like kind of the big dumb jock stereotype.
He was like the Dauber from Coach. Remember Dauber?
I didn't watch Coach.
Oh, no.
Was that the Evening Shade was the one with Burt Reynolds, but he was a coach in that one, wasn't he?
Okay.
Was that the one with Mary Lou Henner?
Hmm.
Just saying. Okay.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. Why settle for less when you can have it all? Only Play Alberta brings you casino games, live dealers, lottery, instance, and sports betting all in one place. Players can get a $50 casino bonus by depositing $20 and using the code EST Casino. You can get a $50 free sports bet by putting in $20, and the code is EST Sports. Don't forget to use your game sense.
Okay, as Reid alluded to, not much going on tonight, and I can't wager on the ESPYs. So we're going WNBA.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay. We're going a WNBA favorites play. And now keep in mind, I'm on a little bit of a heater here. We did well with the Stampede week.
Jay Milne is hot tonight. Whoa, so hot tonight. When's Jay coming in with his play of the day? I think I hear him coming now. Anyway.
So we're going to ride that into some WNBA. Favorites. Seattle Storm to win, New York Liberty to win, and the Las Vegas Aces. All of them to win.
Oh, my.
Seattle Storm's a minus 256 favorite. New York is a minus 556 favorite. Las Vegas is minus 286. These are all heavy, heavy favorites. But when I sent it over to our good friends at Play Alberta, they jumbled them all into one money line bet. So they all went for plus 158.
Oh, wow, okay.
I was shocked. I ran back to the computer and said, yes, lock it in for Jay's play of the day. So that is currently... what happened? Why is it not up?
Did Play Alberta kick you? Or do we not have it up? What's going on?
The Storm game is over already.
Oh, it's already happened.
Son of a gun!
Yes.
What? Oh, no!
It was an early, so it was up, but there was a matinee.
Oh, friends, I'm sorry.
Did you win? Do you know if you're still alive?
I'm going to work on a new one during the show. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get a new one. I played it. Dang it. Sorry, everyone.
Who won, Coop?
That's awkward. Yeah, who won?
Seattle. 67-58 over Golden State.
Okay, that's one of the three that hit. So if you were in earlier, congrats, you're riding. I'm going to see. Okay, well, when does the Liberty play then, Coop?
5:30. No Caitlin Clark for them as well. She's out.
What a
with
chain
a
of
right
events.
groin injury.
Oh,
okay. I'm gonna try get one in for the. I'm gonna try get it up here. I'll work on that while we're going. through the
sometimes
show here.
crazy things happen.
Who came up with a dog with a cape? When did that arrive? I watched Superman for years on television. I never saw a dog with a cape.
All right, that's Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
All right. We do have a good time, don't we? Pretty incredible stuff. We'll dive a little more into the Oilers' schedule as we move along throughout the afternoon. We'll have time to give you some of our what we think are already guaranteed wins or losses. We will have the captain of the Canadian men's rugby team, Lucas Rumball, on the show at about 20 after 5. They play at Clark on Friday in a test match against Spain. We'll talk about the ESPYs as part of Fired Up, and Ref Week continues next with CFL ref and Edmonton native Justin McInnes in a few minutes.
The Lock Shop.
They used to put the Jets in Minnesota on Black Friday.
Oh, yeah?
And, I mean, the list of games that went the way of the home team. I mean, Nate Schmidt famously once said, yeah, it was a tough game. There were so many Minnesota guys that I guess got together with families the night before. He goes, I was sweating gravy for the first 2 periods. So,
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
If you aren't wearing a Connect belt, what are you waiting for? A one-size-fits-all belt with a smooth, hole-free track system makes it adjustable for the perfect fit. With fully customizable options, you can choose your belt color, material, and buckle to suit your style. 100% Canadian-owned and operated, Connect belts are designed for work, everyday wear, and even a round of golf. Check out the large selection of men's and women's styles at www.knktbelts.com. Connect belts, the perfect fit every time.
River Cree Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
The Canadian Brewhouse is turning up the flavor this summer with our new summer feature menu. Try our jerk chicken skewers, Cajun shrimp tostadas, and street corn salsa. Bold bites made for patio season. Get them while it's hot. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The NHL returns for regular season action October 7th. They have a triple-header that day. Rangers playing the Pens and the Panthers taking on the Blackhawks. And the Oilers open their season at home October 8th. They host the Flames. Another key matchup during the season has Mitch Marner making his return to Toronto alongside his new squad with the Vegas Golden Knights January 23rd. Meanwhile, Summer League play has 2 games live in the NBA. Milwaukee up 27-22 on the Bulls with 9 minutes left to go in the second. And at halftime, the Suns lead the Timberwolves 42-32. In the women's game, Caitlin Clark is out for the Fever tonight against the Liberty. She suffered a groin injury last night against Connecticut. Tip-off at 5:30. And from Washington, the West Coast League All-Star game goes down in Bellingham. 4 Riverhawks participating in the action. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Okay, appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. We're with you until 6 o'clock tonight, 3 to 6 p.m. every weekday here at Edmonton Sports Talk, along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. We want to remind you our off-topic topic. We try to have some fun with that, presented by William Huff. It is your favorite stand-up comedian. So Shane Gillis is hosting the ESPYs tonight. And isn't it this outdoor, what do they call it, the backyard festival, the comedy festival in Edmonton this weekend with a bunch of fairly significant comedians as well? I think that's this weekend.
Oh, is that on?
I think that's this weekend. So a lot of people go to that. So anyway, the stand-up comedians, we've had a lot of, we had some Seinfeld, George Carlin, classic. I like Stephen Wright. What's his name? Jimmy Carr?
Jimmy Carr,
Jimmy Carr's a good one. So that's what we're rolling with that. And at 4 o'clock every day this week, we got a special feature, which has been going great so far, and it's going to keep going great. It is Ref Week, and it's part of Voices of the Game for Windsor, Plywood, Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. We're more than just plywood. We offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. With a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff, we're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor, Plywood, Leduc, the experts you need to know. We are pleased to be joined by current CFL referee Justin McInnes. Justin, you're on with Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks a lot for making the time to do this. I'm going to dive right in here because there might be some people saying, wait a minute, that's that guy. Could you tell us a bit about your Edmonton roots?
Yeah, absolutely. Born and raised here in Edmonton. Started playing football in grade 10 at Harry Ainley High School. After graduating from there, I played with Jay, actually with the Edmonton Wildcats from 99 to about 2001. And after playing, my playing career was done. The easy transition is everybody wants to go to coaching. Where can I coach? What can I do? So I went back to Harry Ainley while I was studying to become a teacher at the U of A. And I coached the Harry Ainley football team for a couple of years. Really wasn't getting what I wanted out of it from when I was a player. So all my buddies in university were hockey officials, and they're like, "What? Have you ever thought of officiating?" And I haven't. I didn't at the time, and most people usually don't think about officiating after their playing career is over. So I did some research and found the contacts at the Edmonton Football Officials Association and went out, tried it, and I fell in love with it the first game.
And the rest is history. Okay, but
Pretty
obviously
much,
you
pretty
weren't.
much.
But I assume you weren't a referee the first game, and not in the CFL.
No.
So what was
Right.
the professional progression, I guess, to get to where you are now?
So what they do is that the amateur officials will start you off with the young kids with Capital District Minor Football Association. They have a really good program right now where teenagers and young adults can start just reffing Atom football. And Atom football has changed over the years. Now they're at 3 distinct locations around the city. And it's great for these new officials to come in because you can go, you're not even wearing stripes. You're wearing a shirt, shorts. They don't even give you a flag. So you're just learning the game, how to be an official. And my son's actually a part of that. And he's going to be part of the EFOA next year, doing Pee-wee and Bantams and stuff like that. So he's worked up through that program. So once you go through the U11, the U13, the U16 program, they'll get you into high school football. And then if you're good enough, you'll go into Prairie Junior, which is the Edmonton Huskies, Edmonton Wildcats. And then the step above that is U Sport. So you'll be reffing Golden Bears. If you're good after that, you'll do a couple bowl games. I was lucky to do UTech Bowl in Quebec City and the Vanier Cup, which is the best amateur game you can do in Canada. So I was very fortunate to do those 2 games. And then after you get that national exposure, the CFL comes knocking at your door if you're good enough.
Okay, so how many years now in the CFL for you?
I started in 2010, so this would be my 16th season.
And how many years as a ref?
I started in around 03, so probably about, what is that, 20?
But sorry, as a CFL ref.
Oh, sorry, CFL referee. Full time, it's about 3 years now.
Okay.
I did, usually they break in new referees in the CFL gradually. Like I think I did 2 games my first year, then
Right.
I did 4, then I did 6, and then I made it like for the full season. I think it was 2 years ago when was my first full season in the league.
Yeah. So it's not it's not an easy path. And look, I don't know. I mean, I say this all the time. Like, people get mad at officials. I have no problem as a talk show host criticizing officials, but I also say they work pretty darn hard. Like, they're at the top of their profession if they're doing NHL, NFL, CFL, or whatever. I'm gonna throw this one at you, because I was saying it earlier in the show that when Jay had the idea to ask for you specifically, I said, that's awesome. But I said, I bet you the CFL doesn't allow him to do the interview. Like, you got to stress it's telling his story. It's advice to young officials, some stuff like that. We're not going to say, why did you throw that flag in week 16 last year?
Sure.
But one thing we talk about, and a lot of audience members will bring up, is why don't refs do post game? As a ref, would you ever be comfortable doing that, or do you think that would be helpful, or ultimately you think that's shouldn't be part of the game day media routine that a ref might answer a question or two after a game?
Wow, that's a loaded question right there. Love it. I would have no problem doing an interview after the game explaining why I threw something. I think, or didn't throw, right? Always to get the opinion of the person that you're yelling at, right, is everybody should know why or why not. Now, sure, they need to protect us for reasons, absolutely, right? And they do a really good job of it. But even, when I watch hockey, when I watch basketball or baseball, I would love, being a professional official, I would love to get into the mind of them saying, okay, what did you see on that play? Or what made you call that penalty, or what didn't make you call that penalty? As long as it's very objective like that, and you're not bringing in feelings or anything like that, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, it would have to be a reporter who was selected, who wasn't going to attack you like emotionally, like a fan might. He might say, Justin, that seemed to be a big play in the game. It didn't appear obvious to a lot of people why it was called or not called. What did you see? I would love to have stuff like that. So the reason we decided to do Ref Week, it was either during the Vegas series or the Dallas series. I can't remember when the Oilers were playing. And a lot of our audience was upset about the quality of the refereeing in the previous night's playoff game. And we got a text from a gentleman named Chris Critch, who's a longtime WHL ref, who's going to be in this slot tomorrow. So he's agreed to come on. And he was kind of like, all these people complaining like they don't even understand the rule. So you as a referee, can you listen to sports talk? Can you go online? Or is it too frustrating, or do you like to hear what people are saying about officials? I'm just wondering.
I already know what people are saying about officials. I don't need to go on, see the comments or anything. Me, is just a personal rule, because of the position that I am right now. I don't go onto any social media or any Reddit threads or look at comments or anything like that. I know what I did, what I didn't do. I can beat myself up enough by myself. I don't need other people doing it. And that's a misconception of what I think the general public has about officials, is they think that, you just call the game, you go home, and you don't even reflect on what happened. And that is that's not even near the case. I've had tons of sleepless nights after a game, because I know I messed something up, or I didn't call something, or I called something that was wrong. We beat ourselves up a lot, and we take accountability for our mistakes, even though it's not in the public eye. We still do. And the 46 officials that do the CFL right now, they're the top in Canada for a reason, and that's because they can look at a game that they just did and admit when they were wrong. So, sorry, I kind of took you off on a tangent.
No, but you don't need to tune into the Reid Wilkins show to see what's Reid going to say about that hold, right? Like, yeah,
right, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a tough job, and nice to see you, Justin. It's been quite a while. Nice to catch up with you, buddy. Is that something where because I went back and I was a part of the Wildcats for a few years. I helped run the team and was there involved in game day, and at that level, I know that there would be an opportunity to say for our coaching staff to send in a little bit of a review and say, hey, this is where we think something was missed. Is this something even, at the highest level, which in Canada is the CFL, are you guys sent tape to review after the fact and look back on your performances, your group's performance as a unit that night?
Absolutely. So we get an evaluation after every game. Every play, and there's approximately 150 plays in a CFL game, gets evaluated from the 7 officials that are on the field at the time. And not only do we get a weekly tape for our pregame meetings, but we have a crew call once a week after the game. And we dissect every called penalty and every play that could have been a penalty on. And we learn from it, and we reflect on our mechanics and our judgments, and just to get better. There's a lot of hours outside of the game that the CFL officials put in on a weekly basis.
So let's dive into the game, because that is, to me, one of the most interesting parts. We had a basketball official on yesterday, and part of a basketball official is moving together and being in unison when you're working on the field. As a head ref, you've probably come up and done many of the positions on the field, if not all of them. I would assume all of them. What is the most difficult position for a referee to be in terms of where they are on the field and how much they're responsible for looking at?
Well, selfishly, I'm going to say the referee, of course. Not only do you have the O-line play to look at, but you're the guy protecting the quarterback. So you got to look at the holding, the hands to the face, while these 300-pound D linemen are coming right after the quarterback, right into your kitchen. So that's tough. Our field judge, which is the deep person in the middle of the field in the defense, he also has a really tough job as well, because he not only does he have 2 receivers to look at on most plays, calling no yards when you have professional athletes coming down running full speed, and sometimes usually the returner moving upwards at that same speed, to judge that 5-yard zone is incredibly difficult. And even on the line of scrimmage, when you have Willie Jefferson as your defensive end, and he's quick and he gets off the ball so fast, he looks offside, but he isn't. Same with these receivers. That's the biggest complaint I hear when I go out in public is, how come you guys don't call receivers being offside? And they're not.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They time the snap so perfect, because it's not when the snap comes up. It's the moment the ball moves. And those receivers have timed it up so well where they are hitting that line of scrimmage exactly when that ball starts moving. They look like they're 1 to 2 yards offside every play, and they aren't at all. It's incredible what these athletes can do.
So you've been doing this a long time, as you alluded to. I think 23 years thereabouts. You're doing it at the highest level now in Canada. But what is obviously the game of football has changed a lot since you and I played together. I mean, when you and I played together, I was taught, because you were a receiver, I was taught to put the crown of my helmet into your head as hard as I can to try and hurt you. That's how the game was played. Now, that's obviously changed. But what, from a referee standpoint, technology included, would be the biggest improvement you've seen over your tenure as a referee?
Like to officiate the game, or just football in general?
To officiate the game, whether it's you guys are all on headsets now, so you can communicate whatsoever.
RefCom has been a game changer for us. We're able to communicate with each other on the field faster, which speeds up the game. We don't like those conferences, those long delays at all, just like the fans don't. We don't like them either because we want the game to progress. I talk every single game day meeting about game flow. So ref comments definitely helped us with that, and just communicating, hey, what did you see on that play? We don't have to wait till the TV timeout or end a quarter or halftime to talk about things. We can talk about things right as the play is ending. So, and with direct communication to the CFL's replay center, that has helped as well.
Right. Justin McInnes joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne, CFL ref, Edmontonian, as he's been telling you as well, ref week here on the show. Okay, a couple staples of this segment that we're doing all week, and it's the one that fans love to hear about. When it appears there is conflict between a ref and a coach or a player or a coach is going off on the ref. How do you handle it? How much venting, if you want to put it that way, do you accept from a player or coach before you say, hey, I heard you? How do you handle or diffuse those tense situations?
Football officiating is quite different than baseball, hockey officials. We don't get animated back. We're very calm, cool, and collected. The biggest thing that I do to diffuse a situation is with communication. And you can say, Coach, I understand that you're upset. This is what I saw on the play. You don't have to like it, but this is what I saw. This is why I chose not to call it or call something. Let's move on. And generally speaking, the CFL coaches right now that we have in the league are amazing. They communicate with us. They let us know when they're upset, but yeah, that's their job. Like they earn money to, buy the house, put food on their table. I understand that. If a coach has a couple seasons that are, 2-16, 3-15, they're not going to be coaching for much longer. So we understand that that's their job. We do give them a little bit of a leash to, when they're upset, they're going to say it. But it's just communicating back and know that it's not personal. It is, sometimes they do it to fire up their team, right? I think I saw John Gibbons do that in the Jays game a couple of days ago, right? Like he needed to send a message to his team. So sometimes coaches need to do that. And, it doesn't make it easier. You have to have very thick skin as an official as you move up the ranks. But just communicate and go, okay, that's enough. And once I say that's enough, if they continue, that's when I'm going to flag them. And that's when they know I'm going to flag them.
Right.
So they know that, I have a limit. And if you cross that limit, then they don't want the 10 yards against them. Right.
Right. So. Right. And there's a play clock. Like you can just wind the 20-second clock and be like, hey, coach, is your team going to be ready or not? Dude, that's probably another
right. Absolutely.
You can do. Yep. Yeah. So, okay. And I said yesterday I was going to ask you this. And by the way, we are going to ask about your theory on development. And thanks for being so generous with your time. We're going to get to developing young officials as well, because that's everybody who's agreed to come on this week said they wanted to talk about that, which was nice to hear. But I said yesterday, I want to ask Justin, what does a coach say when he throws a challenge flag? And the example I gave was, let's say I'm going to challenge that Jay Milne's my star receiver, and we threw a long pass to him and it was incomplete and I think he was interfered with.
Yep.
If I throw the challenge flag and you come over to me, I could say, hey, Justin, there was pass interference on Milne. Or do I need to say, because I got to sell it to you, let's face it. I'm trying to plant something in your head, I would think. Do I say, hey, we threw a long pass to Milne, DB number 25 interfered with him. Watch how he hooks his right hand inside Milne's left elbow. Like, will they give you that specific to try to get the call their way on the replay?
Sometimes. Usually they just tell me what they want to challenge.
Okay.
Because I'm not making that decision. It goes to the replay center, right? And so there's very little time for the coach to communicate with. Actually, they don't even communicate with the replay center because it goes through me.
Okay.
Right. So I've had some coaches say, yeah, he pushed him down, or there was contact early, and then I relay that to the replay center. But they're going to take that with a grain of salt, right? Obviously. So, they got a review from what they're seeing from TSN.
Okay. I'm curious as well, because look, I even though you say you don't go on a lot of talk radio or read a lot of stuff, I'm sure you know that NHL officials in this market get scrutinized a lot.
Sure.
And I often say, look, to listeners, like, criticize them, but remember, there's a difference between a bad call and maybe a rule that needs to be changed. Like, sometimes I'll go to the rule book and say, hey, we don't like that call, but Kelly Sutherland actually called the rule book.
Yep.
I'm wondering, when it comes to some of the off-season revisions in the CFL we've seen to rules, how much input would you and your fellow referees have? Like, I know it's probably going to sound goofy, but like, would you ever say, hey, we're calling the rule as written, but we need to rewrite it because it's confusing the players and the coaches and the fans and us. We need to clean up the language of the rule so we can call it more concisely. Would you have that sort of input?
Absolutely, every year. Every year, we as officials are allowed to bring rule changes into the league, and that has happened before. Actually, funny you say that. Years ago, I was the guy who brought into the amateur leagues to make URs and OCs unrestricted. Because they used to be half the distance to the goal if you were inside the 30. Because if a UR is 15-yard penalty, if we were inside the 30, we'd go half the distance. And for a player safety aspect of it, that was ridiculous to me. Like, we should be going that full 15 yards. So it was around, I'd say, 2007, 2008, where the amateur rule book changed, and they allowed those unnecessary roughness penalties to be non-restricted. So we took the 15 yards. So if there was a UR at the 10-yard line against the defense, we'd be going all the way to the 1.
Right.
That is a new rule change now for the CFL, and we've actually been trying to bring that into the CFL for years. It's just never got voted in, and it finally got voted in this year because of that emphasis on player safety.
So just to be clear, when you're talking about that, you're saying a play on the 10-yard line where somebody tees off on somebody, and you used to think, oh, it's only going to the 5, or right. If it's on the 15, it's only going to the 7.5. Well, no, if it's a 15 and you're gonna be that unresponsible as a player, you're gonna get fined to the fullest extent, so to speak, on field.
Absolutely. Now we're going to the 1, and that's happened a couple of times this year where we've actually brought the ball to the 1 now, and it's pretty much a guaranteed touchdown now, right? So
yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to know that officials and refs can have that sort of impact. Okay, so young officials. We've been asking everybody this all week. Look, it's not an easy job. The ump, Corey Davis, we had on Monday, is now in his 50s. He started when he was 11 to get $5 a game to pay for a Slurpee, which I thought was a great story. But a lot of young boys and girls who start when they're 11 might not stay with it, and part of it might be because they're getting yelled at by everybody, even if they're good at it. Recruiting and keeping young officials. How do you do that? And maybe just for any youngster thinking about the joy of being a football official.
Well, for a young official, I think the recruitment is easy. Like, I got my son in pretty fast. I think he was 13 when he started reffing the Adam players, and it was great because right now our youth, it's very hard for them to get employment. And my son was shocked. He's like, Dad, I'm making a lot of money now. And you can, as a young official, you can make a lot of money. And he's reffing hockey, he's umping baseball, and he's doing football. Cause he's only 15 years old, and not very many companies out there are hiring people under 16 years of age. So, to get our youth in right away, I think we need to get the message out more, especially if you're playing, right? Because again, going back to my story, I didn't even consider officiating until my buddies in university, put that into my head, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And we got to remember though too, when they're young, right? We can't start yelling at them, because you're going to lose them. And I've been at the rink, I've been at the diamonds, I've been on the football fields, and it's not just the coaches, it's the parents too. And sure, yes, they're going to mess up. I'm going to mess up. Nobody is perfect, right? In my next CFL game, I will make a mistake. I know that because I've never had a perfect game. And a ref that tells you they've had a perfect game is lying. Same as a player, same as a coach, right? Nobody's ever had a perfect game. Well, except maybe a couple pitchers out there who picked a perfect game, right? But anyways, we just got to remember that. Take a step back, right? And if you think you're going to regret it, don't say it. We've lost too many officials and good officials because they just can't take the abuse anymore.
Justin, I just wanted to ask you another one here, and thank you again for your time. This has been incredible. What if there's somebody listening right now, somebody that was in, say, you or I's position in 2001, where we've got a couple years of junior football, amateur football under our belts. Obviously, we've played football coming up through the ranks, or maybe there's a CIS player that's listening, or a U Sports player that's done their football. Is there any ability to say fast track a player that has been involved in the game at a high level, understands the elementary parts of the game, to fast track them up the ladder in their referee career?
Yes, because it happened to me. The second year I was officiating, I did Prairie Junior.
Wow.
The third year I did CIS. That's not the norm. So yes, if you are, they don't care how many years you've been officiating. If you're good enough to do a certain level, they will put you in that level, because we are desperately in need of officials, and it's across the country. Even if you want to come in and just make some money, you could do 100 games easy this fall if you wanted to. Wow. With football around Edmonton. We're just that short of officials.
Wow. Maybe I should dust off the old cleats there, Reid. What do you think?
Yeah, this is great. Dustin, I think we kept you a little longer than we told Lucas with the CFL we were going to keep you. Good. So we get a delay of life penalty, I suppose. This was, but the great thing about this is humanizing the officials, hearing their stories, hearing their perspective. You were great with that. Are we allowed to ask you what game you have this weekend, or does that have to stay top secret?
No, you can't until it comes out from the CFL.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Well, I can ask, but you can't answer. Yeah,
you could ask, but unfortunately I can't answer. Yeah, the single game betting has really thrown everything.
I get it. I wasn't sure if you could say. I didn't even see if it was out yet or not. But I hope now when people see you on TV, they realize, like, hey, that's the ref that came on with Reid and Jay and talked about his story and what they're looking at. But what's the number I text my rules changes suggestions to? No, I'm joking. I have a lot of rule change ideas. You would probably hate this show if you listened to it.
No, it's all good. There's maybe I should start listening.
Hey, thank you so much. All the best the rest of the season. Thanks for sharing your story and giving us your perspective.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Justin McInnes, CFL referee, on the show live. Incredible to get a current official mid-season on a talk show.
Yes.
So that's huge. That's huge for us. Credit to the CFL and Justin for being willing to do it. And Edmontonian, told you his story, football player, working, really busting his butt, working a bunch of different games and leagues and rising through the ranks. And he said it there. He's like, we don't leave the stadium thinking we're perfect. I didn't realize, I knew they did crew calls, but I didn't realize let's go over every single penalty and every single thing that maybe could have been a penalty.
Yeah. It's intense.
Yeah.
But that's what and it was really refreshing to hear that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Because that just shows you that, and I liked what he said. Nobody's perfect. Like he said, I'm going to screw up in this week's game. I'm going to.
Right.
It's probably not going to be as big or as noticeable as some other mistakes, but it happens. So, like you said, throughout this process of ref week, is you're humanizing somebody that's doing a very difficult job and a very high speed job.
Yeah. Yeah, he was great. We'll give more for some of our reaction and buying or selling coming up, courtesy of Damon Bunting. We're going to have the captain of the Canadian rugby team, Lucas Rumball's in town. They played on the weekend. They got another one coming up on Friday. It's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne. Here's the Coop.
The Oilers' 2025-26 regular season schedule has been announced. Edmonton hosting Calgary to open their season at home on the 8th of October before they rematch the Panthers November 22nd. Basketball has tons of action. 2 games live in the NBA. Bucks up 54-45 on the Bulls at the end of 2 quarters. While entering the 4th quarter, Minnesota and Phoenix are tied at 54 apiece. Later, the Mavs play the 76ers and the Magic take on the Nets. In the WNBA, there's 3 games wrapped up, 2 games to go. Indiana star Caitlin Clark ruled out against New York due to a groin injury she sustained last night against Connecticut before Las Vegas is on the road in Dallas to face the Wings. In other news, the West Coast League All-Star game goes down in Bellingham for Riverhawks suiting up for the action, including Georgetown native Jason Green. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor, Plywood, Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor, Plywood, Leduc. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
The commissioner of the Canadian Football League, Stuart Johnson.
One of the surprises, or one of the a newness for me, tailgating varied from market to market, but certainly was a focus of each market. When I walked around in Edmonton and got a taste of, by taste I mean the literal taste of that I don't know if I've eaten that much meat that quickly in my life.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Fort Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
All right, good to have you tuning in this afternoon. Man, oh man, great interview with Justin McInnes, CFL official, Edmontonian, talking about his journey, touching on a lot of different stuff. We love to hear your reaction to these interviews because, we want to know if we keep doing stuff like this. We think most people are enjoying Ref Week, but we'd like to know for sure. We got a couple more hockey-themed interviews coming up at 4 o'clock Thursday and Friday. You can text us 780-218-9999. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Creek Resort and Casino, featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. You can email jay@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. If you're on YouTube, you can post messages in the nasty chat for us and for each other. And if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up as well. We try to get to at least 100 likes every single show. So I asked Justin one of the big questions. Would you be comfortable doing post-game interviews? He basically said yes.
Yeah.
As a ref. Now, it'd have to be
somewhat controlled.
A controlled and respectful situation. I mean, sometimes you will see, I think in baseball might do it occasionally. They say he told a pool reporter. So I think so let's use Oilers as an example. There's a call in a game. So it's me, Rashog, Speck, Matheson, Titch, Preston, Escott, all the usual guys who are at every game. And it'd probably just be like, hey, who's got the ref today if needed? And then there's a play in overtime that gives the Oilers a power play, and they win on the power play. And it was like, oh, I don't know if that was a penalty. Who's got the Reid? It's your turn today. So I go over to the ref room. Hey, I'm the guy assigned to the refs today. Okay. I assume then they'd probably know. That's the thing. The ref would probably know. Oh, you need a statement on the overtime call? Yeah, I need a statement on the call at 3:40 of overtime. Well, Reid, you idiot. I would leave that out of the quote. I would like, from the angle I saw, the high stick appeared to glance off the player's shoulder and then his visor. If it would have just been the shoulder, I wouldn't have called a high stick, but I saw contact of the visor, so I called a high stick on number 12 from, Houston. I thought he hit Nugent Hopkins' visor, and that's why I gave okay, so you got his explanation. And I'm sure the visiting team's sitting there thinking that didn't hit the visor, and the ref's saying it hit the visor. That's how it would work. I used the hockey example, but for football, why was it a hold? Well, it appeared to me from my angle that there was a grab and you didn't release when the D lineman, whatever. But he actually said he'd be open to that, which I found quite heartwarming.
Yeah, and a lot of that would be subject to the ability for review, right? And I don't, I know that there's been a conversation of having to want to discuss after the game with a referee. And the thing is what is the reason for it? What would a member of the media be looking to accomplish, or what would a fan want out of it? Because I'm not sure you're going to get the big ticket answer.
Right.
Well, you know what, Reid? We screwed that one up.
No, they wouldn't say that, but they would at least give their perspective. Sure. And I've said that in the past, and you have as well. By the way, we're buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. The bottom line is the fan of the team who feel they got the short end of the stick would probably still be upset.
Yes.
But maybe you're speaking to the average fan who didn't have skin in that game and who's like, oh, I didn't realize that was why he made the call. Maybe it helps those fans along the way. I just think that there's so much access to everything. I mean, look at the stats that pop up on the TV. You can tell how fast the skater is playing. Every little thing is counted. Look how we were watching the home run derby on Monday. I mean, our TVs are so big they can put up a split screen of showing a split screen of the guy hitting, of where the ball is going, of the exit velocity, tracking each pitch, whether it was a home run or an out. So the only thing that's kind of been missing in the access we have to games in some sports are post-game comments from officials. Would it satisfy the fans who think that every official is corrupt and is an idiot? I guess not. But if you're that extreme that that's what you believe, you're beyond reach anyway. I mean, look at the stuff you and I have learned in 3 interviews.
Yes. Well, and do you think it'd be fair to say that just like you and I have done through these 3 interviews, is that it humanizes the person?
Yes.
So that even if an NHL ref came on after the fact and said, hey, this is what I saw, and you heard them in a different tone, in a different perspective, that you might then be a little bit, I guess, more understanding to the situation.
Yeah.
Right? Tap Water in the River Cree Resort and Casino says, if refs gave a post-game interview, regardless of the explanation, 50% of fans would still be PO'd.
Yeah, but I would argue probably fewer than 50 because there would be some people who watching the game just to watch it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, a lot of people watch the Stanley Cup final that probably weren't a fan of either team. A lot of people watch the well, I guess you kind of pick a team, but like a lot of people, because remember in the Super Bowl, there were a couple calls early on where it was like, oh, was that the right call or not?
You know, I'm just thinking about this kind of out loud, but do you find that CFL officials miss a lot? Like, I honestly don't.
I know they get crapped on, but I don't think.
Like, I'm just thinking from
it really, and we didn't want to ask Justin about this because we said we wouldn't get, and he doesn't call PI. Really, it's PI. But it's really PI. It's the occasional roughing the passer, but also those rules have changed where you can't do as much.
You can't touch any part of the head.
I mean,
of the
there was that game against Ottawa, and it helped Edmonton kill the clock. Ford got hit, and the guy took another step and then fell on top of him. You can't do that anymore. If he just would have shouldered him to the ground and walked, and that probably would have been fine. But you can't throw your weight on a quarterback.
But there
even
again,
Ford getting hit in the head on the one we thought was going to be a fumble.
Yeah. Roughing the passer.
Challenge.
But that's not an official taking over the game.
Right,
that's the official calling the rule book.
Yeah, you're right. So I think the big thing that CFL officials get picked on for is PI. But for most of the time, I don't watch a CFL game and think, oh, they've missed 40 calls.
And you know what? I would say that roughing the passer is probably up there as well, and even in the NFL. But those referees are simply calling it the way the rule book states it needs to be called.
Yes.
That's not Coob being upset with Ed Hockley saying, oh, he's just trying to ruin the game.
Big arms.
Huge arms. Ed Hockley, or his son now, is just calling it the way it's supposed to be called.
Well, and even the official who flagged the rough play on the Elks DB against Ottawa for that low hit,
that's a rule.
It was actually a rule, unfortunately. And again, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between a bad rule or a rule that, let's face it, sometimes fans don't understand, or a new rule and an outright missed call. And there was even that one. Was it the Ottawa game or the Montreal game? It was one of the home games where I came into the office the next day and I was like, Jay, that wasn't PI, and you were like, yes, Reid, it was PI.
Mm-hmm.
You probably didn't see it on the replay at the stadium.
Well, you didn't see it from your angle, but we saw it on TV, and it was clearly
right. So,
but I mean, credit to those.
So
refs.
I could be running around town and going on message boards, saying how angry I am, and you're like, dude, it's PI. Okay, the Elks took a penalty. Sorry, buddy.
No, that was fantastic.
And I do agree that what did he call it? The refcom, the chat, the headsets, because I did used to have that complaint about the CFL. Why did all 7 of them have to convene on every play when it was obvious a player was 3 yards offside?
Yeah,
just enforce the penalty and move on.
Well, I think, I agree. It speeds things up.
Yeah. Well, did you hear the ref left his mic on or turned his mic on a little too early on Sunday? And there was the official by the Calgary or the BC, so Pierce is the coach.
Yeah.
And you could hear the ref going, what does he want to do?
Right.
Because it was one of those, is he going to take the 5 or decline it? Yeah. So it's quicker as opposed to the ref running over there or the line judge running in. So that has helped. I think that's helped the CFL a lot.
Well, and I, as it was with Karen yesterday, I think we have Justin on again because he's already got back to me and said he probably could have talked for another 30 minutes. That's how much he.
Well, we would have done that. I mean, but we got to respect their
Exactly.
time, and he's in season, and he's in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So that's. But you can also tell that they love what they do and they care about what they do. Yeah. Now, I want to be clear here. This isn't Reid going soft. Okay, if I see a bad call, part of my job as a talk show host is to discuss it. But I think people also know I'm probably more than a lot of other people, and maybe a lot of other media people, will actually try to figure out the rule to the point that sometimes listeners have gotten mad at me that way. Like, don't explain the rule to me, Reid. He's just wrong. Well, no, he isn't. But I'm not going to go soft on stuff because I think it's fair in our jobs to say that was a bad call.
Well, you have to.
But again, not get personal about it.
No.
But
now we can go to the clip and say, look, he said he's not perfect.
True.
No, none of them are. Right. Now I've got an update for everybody.
Uh-oh.
Jay's play of the day is back up and live.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, so that's how fast and efficient these Play Alberta people are.
So I get to do the jingle?
Sure, why not?
It's Jay, it's Play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's Play of the Day. It's Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the Day.
So, obviously, the Seattle Storm have already played. So that game could not be on. But we've got the New York Liberty and the Las Vegas Aces, both to win, both heavy favorites. So this is at minus 161. I know that's a bit of a chalky pick, but hey, you put $10 on that, you're going to get back $6.20 extra. Okay, so that's not chump change. So if you want to get on Jay's Play of the Day, this one will shut down at 5:30. So if you want to ride with Jay, make it 3 in a row. Hop on it now.
Jay's Play of the Day for Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta is your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery, all in one place with easy access to real money games. You can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. So if you're on playalberta.ca, you click on sports, EST specials on the app. Same thing, sports, look for EST specials, Jay's Play of the Day, and some other EST-generated wagers are also there. Yeah, I like we got a couple more refs coming up for Ref Week. It's been awesome.
It's been great.
I hope the audience is connecting with it. I hope we're not the only two nerds that like it.
I don't think so. I think it's been very good. Should we do
just getting these people to interview? Yeah, do a limerick.
Should we do a limerick to get us out? This one is in from Bronco Nick. The schedule for the NHL has come out. My daughter has researched it throughout. It'll be pricey for sure. She'll make me endure and make me open my wallet without a pout.
That's pretty good.
Sounds like Bronco Nick's on the hook for taking his daughter to a couple games.
Should we do VRs as well? Do you have it?
Yeah. Do you want me to do it?
Sure.
Hop aboard the Labor Day bus if you're able. Let's shut down the stamps. Keep that horse in the stable. The party will be pumping with high fives and fist bumping. No Jasmos allowed near the stereo aux cable.
Pretty good.
I don't understand that.
It doesn't matter. We don't have to understand anything.
That's okay.
We understand very little.
We do.
You mentioned the Labor Day bus earlier, so that's cool. EdmontonSportsTalk.com. So that's for Labor Day.
Yeah, use EST promo code EST Labor Day, and you'll get $25 off that package.
We're going to have Fired Up for Gemco. We're going to have some fun with the ESPYs, which are tonight. The off-topic topic, we want more of your submissions coming in for that as well, courtesy William Huff. Who's your favorite all-time stand-up comedian? I got to go with Stephen Wright. You're going with Jimmy Carr?
I went with Jimmy Carr, but there's Paul in Calgary says Ricky Gervais. Robin Williams live at the Met is one of the best stand-up shows I've ever heard. There's lots of... who's John Mulaney? This came in from Andrew the Accountant.
He was...
I know the name, but I just can't place him.
Bit of his, I think he was on SNL for 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't totally know his style, but he's pretty well liked, I think.
Collingwood Rob says Stephen Wright is my favorite observation comedian.
Yeah, that's my guy.
He put a quote from Stephen Wright. He says, "Isn't everything within walking distance if you have the time?"
Yeah, he does things like that.
Right.
Yeah, he does things like. Oh, he has another one along those lines. I can't remember what it was. But one of his was, he says,
"Oh,
I'm going to get a full body tattoo of myself, except taller."
Guy Flaming says, maybe not an all-time fave, but Jim Gaffigan did a 10-minute set years ago just on bacon.
Is he the guy that does all the jokes about Canada?
I don't know.
There's a guy, he did a bit, it might be Gaffigan, maybe it's somebody else. He said, I think he's American, he says, the map of Canada, it's like somebody started on the East Coast and then got bored. Because he's like, you look at those Maritimes, like it's all detailed and little curvy lines, and it's like you get to Manitoba and then it's just like, this triangle.
That's
or
funny.
a rectangle, Alberta. I'll give that an angle.
I like that one.
All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. You can post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. Remember, click away at that. I don't think I've played my song today, have I?
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Well, that was one of Stephen Wright's. He goes, I was reading an obituary and it said the guy died suddenly. Doesn't everybody die suddenly? You're alive. you're alive, you're alive, you're dead. Sometimes it can be a little bit dark, but it's funny. Yeah, I just found a bunch of his quotes. Everything is within walking distance if you have the time. That's true. That's true. All right. You know who's within walking distance? The Coob.
The Oilers' regular season schedule for next year has been unveiled. The Oilers opening their season at home October 8th against the Flames. They then host Vancouver in Evander Kane's return to Edmonton in the next game, October 11th. In the association, 1 game's done, 2 games underway. T-Wolves trailing the Suns 80-75 with about 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Well, the Bucks are up 63-58 over the Bulls with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Meanwhile, the Fever will be without Caitlin Clark tonight in New York. She's out with a right groin injury she sustained last night against Connecticut. Tip-off for that one is at 5:30. After that, Las Vegas visits Dallas. And from Washington, the West Coast League All-Star game goes down in Bellingham. 4 players representing the Riverhawks at the game, including White Rock native Trent Lenahan. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or call them at 780-467-5014. We have a brief timeout before the Reid Wilkins Show returns. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
First date, this is actually science. You're supposed to ask them what's their favorite dinosaur, and then you determine, if they're woke or if they're smart or whatever from that answer.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Benny goes for a date, and he goes, hey.
Okay, yeah. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Like a T-Rex, probably? I don't know.
Number 1 answer? Okay, why?
Because they're just...
They go rawr.
Yeah, they go rawr. They roar.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Salute to Service is back. Your Edmonton Elks battle the Hamilton Tiger Cats Saturday, August 2nd, 1300 hours. We're incredibly grateful for all those who serve our community, so we're dedicating this game to them with a celebration for all service workers, featuring a pre-game flyover by the Royal Canadian Air Force, and see who wins our inaugural Salute to Service Cup flag football tournament. EE Salute to Service, presented by James H. Brown & Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. Tickets start at just $20. Score yours now at goelks.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Oh, thanks, Coop. Which one's this one, Milne? I never remember the names of the songs.
What one is this?
Journey in the Darkness.
My Beautiful Goodbye.
Is that you? Is that you dubbed over yourself?
Yeah,
or somebody
I'm doing
else?
all the tracks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
These winds of change.
Ooh, getting
These
deep.
winds of change now blowing in my direction.
Yeah.
I gotta watch. I have a Stephen Wright DVD of him doing stand up, and it's a lot of the same show I saw him do live in Edmonton. He's so good. I just love his stuff. He's my favorite stand up comedian.
Do you like the dull?
I just love the way he does it. Yeah, I remember seeing him on Letterman probably in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, and I can't remember everything he did, but I just love that whole...
Right. See, me, I couldn't sit through that.
Oh, really?
No, I need some pizzazz.
Okay. Well, when he did a little live show in Edmonton, he...
Give me some sugar, baby.
He did some stuff with a guitar. Like he played a song he wrote, but there were jokes in the song and stuff like that. And,
right.
And he did a thing where he was strumming and he was... and it get hard. You couldn't hear what he was saying. And then he goes... I didn't press very hard on the page when I wrote those lyrics. He's great.
Yeah.
I love him.
Witty.
Let's do, so we said we were going to look at the Oilers schedule. It came out today. First game is a home game against Calgary on October 8th. Then they play at Vancouver on Saturday the 11th. 5-game road trip after that. They got a 7-game road trip in November. So we said we were going to do a couple of games already, guaranteed losses or wins.
I'm going to go with the home opener
as a guaranteed
loss.
You think it's going to be another bad first game?
Yep.
Well, the last two have been 8-1 and 6-0.
Yeah.
At Vancouver versus Winnipeg.
Why buck the trend?
Jay's calling an 0-1 start.
Maybe that'll be my play of the day tomorrow.
Can you already bet on the Oilers home opener?
I'm sure the people at Play Alberta can make that happen. That would be funny.
I got a guaranteed loss Saturday, November 22nd at Florida. Last game of a 7-game road trip.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I guess I should have looked at Florida's schedule going into that. But I feel as if the last game on a 7-game road trip against a team that beat you in last year's Stanley Cup final, that might be a tough one to win.
Well, they don't play on the Friday, so maybe that'll be a good chance for us to get our good friend Doug Plagans on.
I should pre-book him.
You should pre-book him.
Already.
Yeah, I have another scheduled loss for 2 days before that at Tampa Bay. Florida's
the
not
end, the end of that road trip is going to be tough.
Florida's a tough place.
That's the end of a 5-game homestand for the Panthers, by the way. They host the Devils 2 days prior to the Oilers coming in. Actually, that's a stretch for the Panthers. They have a 5-game homestand, 1 away game in Nashville, and then 6 more at home.
Oh.
So they got 11 of 12 at home, November 13th to December 7th. Well, they have a lot of home games in the first half of the season. Wow, the Panthers, their schedule is crazy. Hang on, I got to do some math here. 7. In the second half of the season, the Panthers just play 15 home games. So, yeah, they play a lot of home games early on. You got anything else? I'm going to call, you know what I'm going to give as a scheduled loss for the Oilers? First game after the Olympic break in Anaheim.
Yeah.
I just don't like that one.
That's always a tough one.
And I they should be better than the last couple of years.
You have any scheduled wins?
No, I got them going 0-82.
That's good.
I will give the Oilers a...
How about Saturday, November 1st? Hosting Chicago.
Third of a 3-game homestand.
Yeah, that sounds like a win.
I don't know, actually. I'm being pessimistic.
That's a part of your character.
Part of my job. I'm going to give the Oilers a scheduled win. This should not be this hard because they're going to be a good team. Well, that's Columbus. I'm going to give them a scheduled win. You know what? I'm going to say they're going to beat the Canadiens Thursday, October 23rd when they get back from a road trip.
Okay. Hampton Steves agrees with you. Guaranteed loss game is against Florida at the end of that 7-game road trip. We should see if we can put a future on that. Hey?
You should check. What else do I like? December 4th versus Seattle. I like that one. Second of a 5-game homestand. I'll give them a win there. What about that Christmas home and home against the Flames? So they're home to Calgary December 23rd, at Calgary on December 27th. I'm going to say it's a win the final game before Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
So there, I got them going 3-2. The other 77 games up in the air.
Up in the air. Nobody knows. Barry the Cheater. I just want to chime in and say that was an excellent officiating segment. Hopefully we can have more segments like that. That was really great to hear. Well, good news for you, Barry. Tomorrow at 4 and Friday at 4.
Chris Critch tomorrow, longtime Western Hockey League official. Dave Jackson Friday at 4, former NHL ref, now ESPN rules analyst.
So he's on ESPN broadcasts of the game, breaking down calls.
Right.
Live as they...
Right. And he might have to critique some of his former colleagues, which is going to be interesting.
Wow.
And he probably hears a lot from fans too. I mean, he can't really block out the feedback like a lot of current guys can.
Right.
So he has to say, hey, here's the actual call. Or he might have to say, yeah, that my former buddy screwed that one up.
Some good gets there, Reid.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We got an hour left in the show. We're in the banquet studio. We got any sultry music, Coop?
Ooh. I'll do the backup.
Okay, we'll do it next time. We'll do the sultry one next time. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu. Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. until close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard. Oh, now it's there. Okay, we'll do that next time.
Okay.
We got to do one more in the final hour. We do have the captain of the Canadian men's rugby team, Lucas Rumball, coming up. We're going to talk about tonight's ESPYs. Well, Jay's going to sort of quiz me. I don't even know exactly what he's doing. I just said I would go along with it. That's after the 5 o'clock break.
Two guys and a goalie.
Who's your best goalie coach? Which goalie coach did you like the most or helped you the most?
Magnus Jonsson in Sweden.
Okay. Now why? Why him?
He just got me. Come over, we'd talk after games, good or bad. And Sweden, I mean, they're fanatics with working out, right? So like before practice, we'd be working out and doing like training and stuff. It was crazy.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Win a trip to Osheaga with the Banquet in Aperol. We're sending one lucky guest to Montreal with flights, hotel, and 2 tickets to one of Canada's hottest music festivals. Enter by July 26. Details in store or on the Banquet app. Get real. Play hard.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
The Oilers return to action with regular season play kicking off the 2025-26 campaign. They start their season October 8th as they host the Flames. Game 2 of the season has Vancouver visiting Edmonton in Evander Kane's return to E-Town. Meanwhile, Summer League NBA action has 2 games wrapped up earlier. The Timberwolves beat the Suns 89-85 to improve to 4-0, while right now the Bucks hold the Bulls 75-65 entering the fourth quarter. Both teams are 1-2. In the women's game, Caitlin Clark is out for the Fever tonight against the Liberty. She suffered a groin injury last night against Connecticut. Tip-off for that one is at 5:30. And after that, Dallas plays host to Las Vegas. And from Washington, the West Coast League All-Star game goes down from Bellingham. 4 Riverhawks participating in the action. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Hey, Coob, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Jay. You're also doing a great job. What did you just show me? Can you tell me?
Yeah, that's Gager's green lentil soup he made for supper.
Oh, Gager always sends you food stuff during the show. You're the only one he sends it to.
Well, we got to think.
Does he listen to the show and cook?
I think he does. I think it's his cooking background
We would
music.
be good cooking background.
We would.
We would, because
I've done it.
We're here, we're cooking.
I've had EST on while I'm cooking.
We're cooking, you're cooking, everybody's cooking, everybody feels good. It's great. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. The afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. So yes, the NHL schedule has been announced. We've been going over some of the Oilers' highlights. They start against Calgary at home Wednesday, October 8th. They have another home game against Vancouver on October 11th. Their last game will be a home game against the Canucks on Friday, April 16th. 7-game road trip in November. Philly, Columbus. A lot of funky things happen in Columbus. Remember McDavid got hurt there last year? Carolina, Buffalo, Washington, Tampa Bay, Florida. 8-game homestand. January 20th to February 3rd. January 18th to February 3rd. St. Louis, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Washington, Anaheim, San Jose, Minnesota, the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Oilers play a game February 4th in Calgary. They will not play again until February 25th in Anaheim because of the Olympic break. So they're going to have a month between home games, February 3rd to March 3rd. Just one home game in February. Just some of the notes.
So weird. There's going to be no hockey, Reid.
There won't be any hockey at all.
Nothing.
Do not watch the Olympics, everybody.
You're not allowed to.
Nothing to see here.
Hey, you know what's, I got to remind everybody because, listeners come and go during different times of our show. Tomorrow on the Hangout, Justin Rankin and Cody Grace, running back and punter for your Edmonton Elks, will be joining the dashing Tom Gazzola on the Hangout. That's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
Justin Rankin, he's a talker.
I'm glad they're doing it because it would have been very easy for the team to say not after that game.
Exactly.
So good for them that they're doing it because they're going to have to talk about the season so far, and there hasn't been a lot of bright spots. So good for them for coming. I know they're going to discuss other stuff, but they can't come on and not talk about a really disappointing game. So that'll be good.
Okay, you want to get into this?
We want to get into Fired Up for Gemco. Gemco proudly serving, Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. All right, the ESPYs are tonight. So I did not look at the list of... I don't even know what Jay is doing here, except he told me, don't learn anything about the ESPYs.
I just want to quiz you. To see,
amazing. Okay.
To see if you're up to date, if you're a sports guy. Let's see if you're a sports guy.
I'm probably going to prove I'm not nearly as much as I should be.
And I think you're going to be fired up about some of these nominees, shall I say. So let's just kick it off. Best athlete, men's sports. Who do you think?
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to give you a clue. I want to see if you can nail it.
I have to do the finalists for the ESPY for best male athlete.
Yes. So I'll help you out. Write this down.
How many are there?
There's 4.
4 nominees.
2 are from the NFL. 1 is from the NBA.
Okay.
And 1 is from the MLB.
Of course, they don't nominate a hockey player, a soccer player, a race car driver, anything like that, a golfer.
Because it doesn't matter in the United States.
Josh Allen.
You got 1. Who's the other football guy?
Lamar Jackson.
No.
NBA, I'm going to say SGA. Our guy. Okay. Baseball, Ohtani.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
So I'm missing a football guy. So Josh Allen won the MVP, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Jackson had a good Hurts.
Nope. He's a running back.
Who else had a big I forget. Who was the big running back this year?
He's also nominated for
not McCaffrey because he was hurt part of the year.
He's also nominated. This running back is for best play of the year. He had a memorable play.
Barkley. Oh, did he? Because he got 2,000 yards, didn't he?
There you go.
Right.
Okay,
well, they did pretty good. But they're all like these Well, I guess they can do whatever they want. It's their award show.
This one is interesting.
I did pretty good. I thought I was going to get humiliated.
You did really good.
Now, word of the day, I'll be humiliated, everybody. Stick around for that.
Oh, it's coming for you. Best breakthrough athlete.
Breakthrough athlete.
Now, I'm not going to try
young person that I don't even know.
I'm not going to try get you to guess who they are. I just think this is a funny category.
Breakthrough athlete. Well, who would it be?
Okay, well, one is Cooper Flagg.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
One is Chloe Humphrey.
Who is that?
Exactly.
Okay.
One is Ilona Maher.
Also, I don't know who that is.
Okay.
I should know.
And one is a fellow by the name of Paul Skeens.
Oh, that's baseball, isn't it?
Yeah, probably the best pitcher in baseball. How is
he
this
broke
even,
out?
How
he
is this
broke
even
out.
close? But he's the only professional, well, other than the rugby player, he's the only professional. He plays in the major leagues.
Right.
How is this even close? If Paul Skeens does not win best breakthrough athlete, I mean, what are we even doing here?
Well, there's a lot of ways to interpret these categories.
Okay, best record-breaking performance.
Best record-breaking performance.
I'm going to give you the record they broke, and you need to try identify the nominee.
Oh, wow. Okay, this will be hard.
Well, we'll start with an easy one for you. This person broke the NHL goals record, surpassing Wayne Gretzky with 895 goals.
Alexander Ovechkin.
This person set the record for gold medals in consecutive Olympics, getting 4 gold medals in 2012. Well, this person medaled in 2012, 2016, 2020, and 24 in his sport, which is basketball.
Men's basketball? Who would have been on all the teams? LeBron?
Nope.
Is it an NBA player?
Yes.
It's not Curry.
Nope.
Who else would have been all those? Durant? Okay.
Good for you.
I am not as dumb as I look, everybody. Say it.
I forget the line.
Oh, no one can be that dumb.
No one can be that dumb. This person was the fastest guard in WNBA history to reach 100 assists in a season.
Clark.
Clark.
This is record-breaking performance.
This coach, has the most wins in NCAA women's basketball with 1,217 career wins.
The Gino Orasami or whatever his name is. How do you say? Oriema.
Gino Oriema.
With UConn.
Wow.
Hey, general knowledge, everybody. That's what years of reading Sports Illustrated in the 80s and 90s will do for you.
Okay, this one as well is another interesting category. Best play.
Play of the year.
Yeah, we know one.
Well, if we go around the world, there'd be so many.
But you identified one of the players.
Well, I heard Gager and Hernan talking about this one, but I don't remember it. Barkley did something.
He did the backwards hurdle. Remember he hurdled?
I don't remember. I don't remember random NFL plays from
Madden.
10 months ago. I'm too young. No, I'm too old.
It was incredible. Tyrese Halliburton calls game. You remember what that's from?
Is that when he did the sign?
The choking sign.
It's not when he broke his Achilles. NBA. Not when he fractured. I should do the Reid Wilkins Dark Sports Awards.
Well, technically,
injury of the year.
Technically, it could be when he said Tyrese
most
calls
gruesome injury of the year. That's what I would do.
The way it's written is Tyrese Halliburton calls game. It could be the Achilles.
Him going off in the towel over his head.
Yeah. Sabrina Ionescu logo Game 3 winner. Do you know when that was from?
Nope.
WNBA Finals Game 3.
Okay.
And who could forget? Trinity Rodman. I'm going to have to make you try guess which sport this person
Soccer.
plays. Whoa. Good for you.
Yeah, well, of course.
She scored the OT goal to send the U.S. women's national team to the semifinals in the Olympics.
Yeah, who could forget?
Okay,
but they're all American-centric.
Very.
I mean, if Christine Sinclair had a famous goal for Canadian soccer, it's probably not nominated, unless it would have beat out the States, right?
Well, she wouldn't be nominated. No way. Okay, this is another interesting one.
Okay.
Best NFL player.
Who are the nominees?
Yeah.
How many nominees are there?
4.
Okay, well, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Lamar Jackson, and then probably a defensive player.
Ooh, you're right. You're never going to guess this.
Because I can't remember all the defensive players. Like I was going to say Bill Romanowski. It's like 30 years ago. Is he a defensive end?
No.
Is he a DB?
Yes.
Oh, who's a really good DB? Is he the son of an NFL player?
I believe so. Yeah.
Does he play for Denver?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the guy. Sertan? Sertan? I am the Wilkie. Who do you think you are? I am.
I can't believe you got that.
I did not look at
Surtain.
anything. I did not look at anything ahead of time.
Wow. I'm impressed.
I actually am impressed myself. I've surprised even myself.
The fact that you had the wherewithal to identify that the first 3 were offensive players and then go and say, well, the 4th must be defensive.
Well, I'm thinking, yeah.
Wow. You are on fire, Zulu says in the nasty chat. Okay, this one.
Everybody do this at home if you're watching on YouTube.
This one you may have seen. I'm not sure, but best NHL player.
Yes, I know the nominees for this one. Leon, Kucherov, and Hellebuck.
And a 4th.
Oh, I didn't hear who the 4th was. Who else? Ovechkin.
Nope.
Funny. McInnes.
You would think. Nope.
McCarr.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, okay. See, we're going to test your racing skills.
I will not know anything about racing.
Well, let's try. You just were like the Rain Man.
Well, fair enough.
When it came to the NFL players. So, best driver.
Best driver. So it could be
4 nominees.
Who won the F1?
You should be able to get the F1.
I'm blanking on the guy's name.
Red Bull?
Hamilton? No, the other guy. The guy that sounds like he's from Doom, Hartnett or whatever.
Nope. Max?
Oh, Verstappen. That's who I was thinking of. He's a character in Dune, everybody.
There's a NASCAR driver.
I don't know who drives NASCAR anymore.
Joey
Malone.
He drives the M&M car.
I don't know.
Joey Logano.
I don't. I've never heard of that person.
I've never heard of this person. IndyCar. Alex Palou.
Okay.
And then there's one more F1.
Lewis Hamilton.
No. Oscar.
Oh, Piastris. Is that how you say it? Piastri.
Not Pistorius.
Okay, we better break because our guests we'll do more later. Because don't they do a game of the year?
They've got a lot.
Moment of the year. Okay, we'll do a couple more.
We can dive
we
more
got a special guest from the Canadian men's rugby team in Edmonton coming up.
The Oilers' 2025-26 regular season has been announced, with Edmonton hosting Calgary to open their season at home on the 8th of October before rematching the Panthers November 22nd. Edmonton's season finale goes April 16th at home against Vancouver. And basketball has tons of action. 2 games wrapped up, 1 game live. It's the Bulls up 87-77 on the Bucks near the end of the game. 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. After that, Dallas plays the 76ers. The Pelicans and Thunder clash while the Wizards take on the Jazz. And in the women's game, Caitlin Clark will miss tonight's game for the Fever as they take on the Liberty. She's out with a groin injury she suffered last night against Connecticut. In other news, the West Coast League All-Star game goes down in Bellingham. 4 Riverhawks suiting up in the action, including Georgetown native Jason Green. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at paramountflooring.ca. We chat some rugby once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Oil Stream.
Big Uke with a good point here says no road games versus Eastern Conference after December 18th.
That's a good catch. I had not noticed that.
Yeah.
So they don't play in the Eastern time zone
at all.
They have Central.
They have Central.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Pacific. Yeah, it's that's interesting. Very good catch, Big Uke.
The Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Summer in Edmonton means three things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Avocado and feta dip, passion fruit cheesecake, and cocktails that taste like summer in a glass. Try the new feature menu at The Banquet. Refreshing, craveable, and made for sunny days. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of The Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Kayaks, bikes, camping gear? Make space for summer fun with Sentinel Storage. Spend more time on adventures with your outdoor gear and less time looking for them. Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
Okay, we have a very special guest now on the show because he and his teammates are very special guests in our city. The Canadian men's rugby team in town for a couple matches. They just played Belgium on the weekend. They got Spain at Clark Friday night as well. The captain of the team, Lucas Rumball, is here. Lucas, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate
I'm
you guys
Reid.
having
He's
us.
Jay. Thanks for doing this. I know, did you guys just practice? Because I know we were a little dicey about getting a guest because of practice time. How was it today?
It was good. Yeah, it was a good session, short, sharp, to the point. So I was able to get back and even get a shower in so I can, look good for radio here.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, it is Rumball, right? Is that how you say it?
Correct. Yeah. Rumball. Rumball.
Okay. Well, you got a great,
that's the best name
sports name all around, but especially for rugby for sure. We love telling people stories, and I think rugby's a great sport. Probably should get more media attention than it does. So I'm glad you had time to come on. Where'd you grow up? What got you into the sport?
I grew up in Scarborough, Ontario. Basically doing what every other kid does in Canada, playing every sport I could get my hands on. So I played a lot of hockey, soccer, lacrosse, American football, and eventually stumbled into rugby when I was about 13, 14. And yeah, haven't looked back since. I've taken every opportunity that's been presented, and it's kind of led me to playing professionally in Chicago throughout the year and then internationally with Canada since 2016.
So almost a decade on the Canadian team. How long have you been the captain?
Since around 2021. So it's been a bit of a time now.
Okay, you're going to have to help us out. And I'm sorry if you get frustrated asking some of these because, these guys talk a lot of hockey, which we do. But I'm generally curious, like how often does the national team get together for matches like these? And then what's the process? Because I think there's a World Cup in a couple of years. So what's the process about trying to qualify for that?
Yes, it's very dependent on the year and what competitions kind of World Rugby sets up for us. Over my tenure here, we've had tournaments in February, April, March to June to November, so it's been all over the shop. But lately it's been a summer tour in July or June, followed up by something else a little bit further on in September, August kind of area, and then usually something in the fall. This year is quite unique because it's a World Cup qualifying year. So we have 2 games in July and then a World Cup qualifying game against the States in Calgary on the 22nd, followed up by sequential kind of followers depending on those results. So it's a busy year to say the least.
Okay, so who, like I know in soccer it's called CONCACAF. I don't know how the region works for rugby, but how many teams sort of get in? Like, is this a make or break game already against the States, or how's it going?
No, it's not a make or break already, but you want to qualify obviously as early as possible, and you always want to get one over the Yanks. So I think for us, it's a big target. But yeah, if you don't qualify through this pathway, there's a pathway after that, and then you would play a South American team after that, and then there's a final tournament in November as well. So there's about 2 or 3 kicks at the can to get it, and there's 24 teams going to the World Cup.
Okay, but Canada's always in, aren't we? Or did we miss one?
We unfortunately didn't qualify for the last one in 2023.
Okay.
So we missed out on that one. And they've expanded the tournament now to include 4 more teams, so it's looking better for us.
Okay. I assume you've played in Edmonton before over the course of your career. What's it like coming here?
I have. I love it here. I think the last time I was here, we played Scotland, and that was in the big stadium, so we didn't quite fill it out. So it's much nicer to play in Clark here, where the crowd was into it. They're cheering us on, and you can hear them. It's packed, so I would say always enjoyable coming to Edmonton. It's been even better this time around.
Right. Well, and I know you've been in other parts of Canada, but the extra daylight, even from
it was tough to wrap my head around when I first got here. You're lying in bed like, is this thing ever going to shut off or what?
I think it was a close game against Belgium a few days ago. How'd that match go?
Yeah, it was tough. We have a new coach here in Stephen Meehan, and a young backline and young forward pack. So I think we made a lot of mistakes, a lot of simple errors that let us down, but we played probably a more expansive, exciting brand of rugby than we have in the past. And I know it's been tough for Canadian rugby fans over the past, but I think we're on an upward trajectory here. So just stick with us. We'll figure out the fine tuning kind of bits and the little kinks, and we'll get there.
What do you expect from Spain on Friday?
Spain's a quality side. I think they don't get enough appreciation for where they are in World Rugby. Good set piece, exciting backs. So I'd expect a pretty hard-nosed game with a lot of skill, a lot of flair, and it should be a great game to come watch as a spectator.
Lucas Rumball joining us on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne, captain of the Canadian rugby team. So rugby.ca, by the way, I'll tell you to read more about the game and get tickets and all that type of stuff. Look, I got to ask you questions everybody asks. How do they hit so hard without equipment and still walk out of the stadium after the game?
So it's I haven't played American football actually. It's nice to kind of know both sides. You feel everything you put into a hit in rugby. So if you really want to throw your body in there and put a big lick on, by all means go ahead, but your shoulder will feel it. Your arms will feel it. It's kind of unlike American football where you do have that padding and you might not notice it. You feel everything you do. So there are huge hits and all that, but the boys work hard in the gym to make sure they got enough support around their muscles to make sure they don't fall apart, right?
What's the biggest misconception about rugby? Like if you meet somebody, maybe a non-sports fan, or it's like in this country, hockey's king by like you're one of obviously the best rugby players in the world if you're on Team Canada, but what's the biggest misconception that you still deal with when talking about rugby to people?
I think probably the understanding of the game. People probably feel like they can't get into it because they don't know it, they don't understand it. What I would say is just watch it for a little bit, go to a game, ask questions. The thing about rugby people is they're super approachable, super friendly. They'll be talking your ear off the whole game if you let them. So go to a game. They'll explain it all to you. You'll get a kind of feel for it and start figuring it out, and you'll fall in love with it. Because that's what happened to me, really, right? I knew nothing about it, stumbled into it, and haven't looked back.
Lucas, I wanted to ask, rugby is known as a sport of camaraderie, where it's you battle on the field, but off the field or pitch, you're buds and you can have a pint. I'm just like this Friday's game versus Spain. Is there an opportunity after the game to go and meet with that team, the opposing team, the team you just bashed their heads in for the last 2 hours, and you guys break bread and have a pint? Does that still happen at that level?
Still happens at that level. Last week, we met Belgium for the post-match, speeches, some handouts, some handshaking, a few pints shared. All that good stuff goes on. I think that's what makes it a great sport, right? Even at the top level, you don't shy away from beating each other up and then sharing a beer after and laughing about it.
Now, you play in the Major League Rugby. It's in the U.S. You play for the Chicago Hounds.
Correct.
There's 11 teams in that league. You've been playing since 2019, if I'm getting that right. How much growth have you seen in the sport south of the border and in the crowd sizes when you go from town to town and city to city?
It's huge. Year on year, it's been just kind of an incremental growth. Like the crowd sizes were not sparse, but they weren't great to start with. Even the quality of the game back in 2019 in the MLR was a little bit rough, but it's come on so much now. Higher skill, higher impacts, faster pace. And you're seeing that in, the teams and how many guys and fans they get out to kind of games. You're starting to see like packed houses, like Chicago gets a good 3,000 to 5,000 kind of at every home game now, and you can hear them. It's a big stadium we're at, but you hear them. They're loud, they're rambunctious. So they're developing a good core around the MLR, I'd say, and it's only growing. The one kind of thing I would have to pick we did have a Canadian team for a bit and unfortunately went under in Toronto. I'd always be looking to, get back north of the border, play somewhere in Canada if I could.
Okay, so most of the guys on the Canadian team, are they in the same league you're in, or a lot of guys also overseas? Like, how does that work?
It's a mixed bag. Okay. I would say majority, though, would be in the MLR. Like, there were, I don't know, I think there's like 9 or 10 guys here who are at the Boston team, and there's 4 or 5 guys with Chicago, and we played each other in the semifinal. We lost by a point last kick of the game. So there's like throughout the year, we get to see each other, bash each other up, have fun, but chat and then grow towards the summers. And really that Canada mindset kind of shifts in towards the end of the year.
Okay, so Brock, I'm just looking at the roster. Brock Gallagher is from Edmonton. He's on the team if people go Friday and they want a little extra. Is it DeWald Kotze?
DeWald Kotze, very good pronunciation.
Kotze, he's and they were with the Druids. That's a well-known rugby club here in Edmonton for sure. How do you feel about the rugby sevens? Are you like, come on, that's not real rugby? Or are you like, whatever gets people watching?
I played sevens for a bit.
Nice.
I'm not a very fast individual. It probably wouldn't be the strongest suit of my game. But no, I did play sevens. If I was a little bit quicker, a little bit more explosive, maybe I'd still be playing sevens. But no, I have no issue with it. It's fun. It's exciting. It's a fun spectator sport. I think it's meant to draw people in and get them into the 15s. And, if you have watched the sevens, give the 15s a go. It's a little bit more confrontational, I would say, than the sevens.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a couple more at you here. There's an old saying. You've probably heard it, and I want your reaction to it. Soccer is a gentleman's sport played by hooligans. Rugby is a hooligan sport played by gentlemen.
Yep, I'd say that's pretty spot on. When you're on the field, it's almost like some of those guys are different people. But when you're off or before, it's like very respectful, very, how are you, how are things, how's the wife, how's the kids kind of attitude. So I would definitely agree with that statement.
Right, okay, yeah, because rugby, and I notice even, like I'll watch, I'm not going to pretend to be, but I it's a fascinating sport when it's on. But I noticed, and we're doing ref week here on the show, so we've talked to some refs and we've talked about confrontation with players. And in rugby, it's almost like they put their hand up like in school or something like that. And there's none of this, you know.
Oh, no, there's no, you don't want to start that, because once you start that, you're in a whole big issue. They'll just start sending you back 10, penalties, cards. Yeah, it's very respectful. We try and make the game work with each other, right? So they're not rules, they're laws, and they're kind of a little bit of an interpretation, so it changes game to game.
Okay.
Lucas, rugby is insanely physical. I mean, it is probably one of the most. I've always said that and lacrosse are some of the most underrated in terms of just physicality. Just walk us through. I mean, are you ever healthy? Like healthy, and B, walk us through the injury list. Like, how many broken bones have you had throughout your career as a rugby player?
It's a long list. You're never really healthy. You're kind of just maintaining, especially when you are playing the international as well as the MLR or pro season. You get a month off here or there, and that's about it. I've done everything from grade 3 AC tears, snapped fingers in half, meniscus tears in my knee, rolled ankles, few surgeries, few ribs. Broken foot. You just kind of, it adds up after a while.
I feel the finger stuff is the most cringeworthy for people.
Yeah. I just got my ring sized actually for my wedding and went back to put it on, I don't know, a month later, and I'd gone up 2 sizes. So I'm a little bit of hot water there.
You got that finger. You got one of those, or maybe you got a couple of those fingers that are just, great.
So, what position are you, and do you handle the ball a lot?
I play in the back row, so usually 6, 7, or 8. I handle the ball kind of as much as it comes around me. I did a lot last weekend. The next weekend, it could be completely different. Depends on the game, really.
Okay, and Clark is, I don't even know, they used to call it field turf, right?
Yeah, the turf.
Would you sooner play on grass, or what do you prefer?
My old knees definitely do prefer the grass, but it is a good pitch there. It's not too hard on the old joints, so I don't mind it.
Well, it's brand new too. Like they just redid that.
Oh, did they at Clark?
Oh yeah, like last year.
You can tell it is some bounce in it. There's some good bounce in it. Yeah.
Okay. Lucas, this was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very down to earth, but obviously you're incredibly, well, I mean, you're the captain of Canada, so you're kind of a big deal, but really fun to talk to. I hope you guys do great against Spain on Friday. So it's Friday at 7 again, rugby.ca. You can learn more about the team. You can learn more about tickets and all that stuff. And then you said July 22nd is a big one in Calgary against the States.
August 22nd.
I'm sorry. August 22nd. August 22nd. And where do you play in Calgary? What stadium do they use there?
I'm not sure. I think it might be McMahon Stadium.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Incorrectly.
So that's so you got that. It's called a test match on Friday, right?
Test match. Yeah.
Every sport uses different lingo for that, but then a big one, August 22nd against Calgary. All right. Hey, Lucas, this was awesome. Thanks for taking the time to hop on the show, especially shortly after practice. Enjoy Edmonton tonight. Hopefully you're finding some fun places to eat that we have here, and I'll see if I can get the sun to go down a little earlier so you can sleep tonight.
I appreciate that. Thanks for having me on. It's great chatting with you.
Right on. Thank you, Lucas. Well, we've had some awesome guests this week. Lucas Rumball is he's the captain of the Canadian team.
Captain Canada.
Yeah.
Wonder if his dog wears a cape.
Well, I can tell you what Mike Francesa would say about that. Oh, I'm muted. Hang on.
Who came up with a dog with a cape? When did that arrive? I watched Superman for years on television. I never saw a dog with a cape.
He was great.
Fantastic.
I mean, rugby, it's a compelling sport to watch. I know probably for some people there might be a rules barrier, but if you watch it enough, you can see how football evolved out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get tackled in rugby, you kind of got to place the ball and then everybody forms and then the team can start. Football sort of added some whistles and let's actually have formations out of that, and then let's allow a forward pass every once in a while. But I like how he put that, like, how do you not get hurt? Well, you don't hit a guy as hard as you can because you're going to hurt yourself as much as him, perhaps, or more. So, but
just a nasty sport, man. Like that is those are all my heroes. Everybody on that pitch Friday night, you are my.
Did you know any rugby players when you played football?
Well,
or
Robbie,
guys
my bass player in the band, he went overseas and played. Yeah, he was a big time rugby player. Yeah, really good. That's why, because we used to play gigs at the the Druids Rugby House in Sherwood Park.
Oh, no way!
Because he was a big member and his dad was a big member of the Druids Rugby Club. So that's how I knew about the camaraderie side of rugby. Is because we get there and be like 2 or 4 drunk teams, all hand in hand, interlocked, hugging each other. It was those are some of the best shows.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Great interview with Lucas Rumball, the captain of the Canadian rugby team. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy. Anytime, anywhere with Play Alberta, you've got a full casino experience right at your fingertips. You can play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today. Get started with a $50 casino bonus. Just deposit $20 with the promo code EST Casino. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense. Okay, we will have a couple more things on the ESPYs. Jay wasn't done quizzing me.
Yeah.
A couple other comments about the Oilers' schedule coming up for this season. Here's the Coob.
The Oilers' regular season schedule for next year has been unveiled. Oilers opening their season at home October 8th against the Flames. They then go on to host Vancouver, and Evander Kane's return to Edmonton October 11th. In the association, there's 2 games live. It's tied 9 apiece between the Magic and the Nets with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Bulls just won moments ago, 196 over the Bucks to improve to 2-2. And in the WNBA right now, first quarter, 6 minutes left between the Liberty and the Fever. No Caitlin Clark for Indiana. She's out with a groin injury she suffered last night in Connecticut. Right now, it's 16-13 for New York. From Washington, the West Coast League has their All-Star game going down in Bellingham. 4 players representing the Riverhawks, including White Rock native Trent Lenahan. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
EST Afternoons.
The Oilers open up on October 8th. It's a Wednesday against Calgary Flames at home. Do you like?
I love it. Battle of Alberta gets everyone engaged. Would I prefer a Friday? Of course. Then we get the Saturday game against Vancouver. Hockey night in Canada. The return of Evander Kane. That'll be great. Get ready to buckle in for another fresh 82.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Oh, my goodness. We're here. We're having a fun show. Hope you are as well. Or a fun day, whatever you do. I don't know. Maybe you're an aquatic diver. Hope you're having a fun dive. Could you listen to the show underwater? You'd have to put a transmitter in your helmet.
I'm sure you could.
A lot of deep sea divers listen to the show.
If there's anybody currently listening to us underwater, please send us a picture.
So when you're collecting sea anemones, what do? Well, I listen to the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Because our voice comforts the sea anemones. All right, Coop, you got the sultry music? We are in the...
Let's try to find some. Come on.
Ooh, yeah. We're in the banquet studio.
Yeah.
Avocado and feta dip. Passion fruit cheesecake.
Yummy.
And cocktails that taste like summer in a glass. Try the new feature menu at the banquet. Refreshing, craveable.
Yeah.
And made for sunny, sultry days. The banquet.
Ooh.
Get real.
Yeah.
Play hard.
Now that's a read.
Thank you.
That's a read.
Thank you, everybody. If you're taking us in on YouTube today, click the thumbs up. If you've already done that, share the show link with somebody right away and say, hey, click the thumbs up for these guys before they sign off just before 6 o'clock. Man, we've had some good stuff. Ref Week's been going great. We had the captain of the Canadian rugby team. Who else was on the show? I don't know. I feel like we've had some good guests.
Today?
We have a whole week, all 3 days so far.
It's been fantastic.
Chris Critch is going to join us for Ref Week tomorrow. We got our Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. Now, how should people nominate somebody for Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week?
Yes. If you know anybody, young, old, that doesn't matter, email jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. Send them in. I mean, we're working through the emails and the submissions that we've received. Tomorrow, I will say, is a multi-sport athlete out of our Drawston, of all places.
Ooh.
Yeah, her uncle nominated her. He's proud of her. Abby Mihal. So we're going to be talking to her, just getting a little bit of more information on. I think she played basketball, volleyball, and she's now a fastball pitcher.
Oh, amazing!
So she's doing it all. So yeah, send me an email. I want to hear from you, and you can nominate. Like I said, the uncle nominated her. Trevor Kirk did. So if you want to nominate anybody, send me an email. jay@edmontonsportstalk.com.
Yeah, don't be shy. We want submissions. We want to know who's out there in Edmonton and area. It doesn't have to be an Edmontonian. They've mostly been younger people so far. Doesn't have to be. Could be anybody. Give us their story. We'll tell it on air. Part of the Past the Pantry Athlete of the Week. You can also text us 780-218-9999. That is using the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. The viewing for tonight, if you really want some sports stuff, well, I know there are some WNBA games, but certainly the ESPYs will be much viewed tonight. So we were having some fun with the categories. Jay trying to have me figure out who's might be nominated in some of the categories.
Well, this one I want to discuss more than anything what you think's going to win, because this is best championship performance.
Best championship performance. Okay,
there's 4 nominees. One's golf, one's Olympics, 2 are Olympics, one's golf. One's MLB.
Rory at the Masters. Sorry, there are 2 Olympics and 1 what?
MLB.
Okay. So who won the World Series?
Good question.
I already forgot.
I believe.
Did the Dodgers win?
I believe he's Canadian too.
Oh, Freddie Freeman. Yeah, they beat the Yankees, right? Wasn't it Dodgers Yankees? Yeah. And then 2 Olympic. Well, they're going to be American Olympians, so I don't know.
1 female, 1 male.
Simone Biles.
Good job.
She's still
Reid.
going?
Wow. This is. Okay, we're not shutting this show down until you get the last one.
And then Steph Curry at the Olympics.
Oh my God!
Because I watched the gold medal game and he made all these 3-pointers.
Reid. Were you on the nomination panel for the ESPYs?
I was not on and I didn't look. I didn't look ahead of time. You told me not to look at anything, so I didn't. The only ones I heard were the hockey ones.
Wow.
And the one Barkley thing, play of the year or whatever. I'm just good at pulling things out of thin air, everybody. I should have been a magician.
You're my hero.
Well, I'm glad I've done...
You and all those rugby players.
Glad I've done something in my life. Really, I'm not very accomplished.
This one, we could do one more quick one, because I know this is going to annoy you.
Yeah, okay. Great.
So...
I haven't been annoyed enough on the show today.
Yeah. Best UFC fighter. Because I know you're very in tune with the UFC.
Yeah, well...
I'll allow Coob to help.
Maxim Sharonaganoff. Paul Yowzy.
You got to throw a Gracie in there.
A female jiu-jitsu or judo black belt artist who won the championship this year.
Here, why don't I do this? This would be better.
Grace McKenna.
There it is highlighted there. Just try and pronounce the names.
That's all you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
One of them is easy. I know which one you're going to pronounce first.
No, all of them.
Dreykus du Plessis.
Wow.
Was that good?
Dreykus du Plessis, yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Hang on.
It's hilarious. I even have trouble pronouncing.
Merab Valishvili.
Very close. Merab Valishvili.
Oh, you do say the D? Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the other one's pretty hard.
Kayla Harrison.
Yeah,
I was going to
that
try
one.
and think of a funny way to say it incorrectly.
Kayla Harasan.
Islam Makachev.
Yeah, people say Makachev, but it's Mahachev. Islam Mahachev.
Not bad, Reid.
Wow. I'm surprised. You're just lights out
Can I
today.
look at the whole list now?
Yeah, sure.
Breakthrough athlete. Do they not have best game? They don't have game of the year. Well, best team. Oh, just every team that won the title. Who's going to win that? They'll give it to the Thunder. They'll probably give it to the Thunder. Unless the North Carolina Tar Heels women's lacrosse team, I don't know what their story is.
They were inspirational.
Best athlete, best college best. Yeah, okay. It's fun, I guess. Best golfer. Oh, they combine the men and the women for some of these?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I'll watch it or not. I got comics to buy tonight. All right. Let's do word of the day. See if I can keep rolling after all my amazing SB answers.
The word of the day.
Let's hit the
with
thumbs
Reid
up,
and
baby.
Jay.
You're all my
sorry.
SB
Did I
stuff.
break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
I'm like an
Say what
SB
again?
machine.
Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
You know what I'm like?
English, do you speak
I'm like
it?
a dog wearing a cape.
Who came up with a dog with a cape? When did that arrive? I watched Superman for years on television. I never saw a dog with a cape.
I never saw a dog with a cape. First word of the day, abject. Abject.
A-B.
Hang on.
A-B-J-E-C-T. I think it means complete and total. It's just like Reid's attempt to make the PGA Tour was an abject failure.
Well, yes, it's commonly used with abject failure. But we're going to have to get a ruling here, and you can help me with it. This is the definition. Usually describes things that are extremely bad or severe.
So I said complete and total.
Yeah.
But it's I'd say I might get half.
I'm going to give you
because I kind of understood it, though you wouldn't use abject with success. You wouldn't say Jay shooting 15 under par was an abject success of a round. So I was right that it's kind of an extreme, but I didn't specify that it has to do with
Okay,
poor
1.5
quality.
out of 2.
1.5 out of 2. I spelled it. I've been doing well spelling, though you haven't given me overly I don't find lately some of the words you've given me to be overly challenged with spelling. Now you're going to give me the hardest word ever. Here it comes, everybody.
I'm not.
Here it comes, everybody.
Gainsay.
What?
Gainsay.
Gainsay.
This is a verb. Gainsay.
Well, you always tell me to trust myself with the spelling.
I do.
G-A-I-N-S-A-Y. Gainsay. I have never... This is two very common words put together into one word. I don't know if I've ever seen them together.
Would you like me to
I'll
use
have
it
to
in a
sacrifice a half point and get a sentence. Please, adjudicator Milne.
It's hard to gainsay the fact that technology has drastically changed our lives. It's hard to gainsay the fact.
It's hard to, it's almost like understate.
Oh.
I don't know. Stupid tuba.
To deny, dispute, or contradict.
To deny,
dispute, or contradict.
Oh, and I said to understate. Okay, so I went the wrong path. Okay. Well, that's not bad. So I got 2.5 out of 2.
2.5 out of 4.
I'm on a 4. I got 133%, everybody. Well, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Gainsay is an interesting word. So abject, it's almost like an excessive word, though. Like, why do you need to say abject failure? Can't you just say failure? It just means it's like an extreme
it adds
failure,
to it.
but you only use it with kind of bad.
Yeah, oddly enough.
Something negative. Okay. Well, hey, you know what?
You've learned something.
It is important, Jay, to to learn lessons along the way.
Oh, Papa Homer, you are so learned.
Learned, son. It's pronounced learned.
Great show, everybody. Have a pleasant evening. Our live programming resumes at 6 a.m. with the Nielsen Show. I think it's Fraser and Awanek. I think I'm on the show at 7:45. He's Zachary Kubish. He's Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Take care.